to the cloud. All right, guys. So I'm going to start this thing fresh. What is going on, guys? My name is Quentin Flores. I'm a real estate investor. I've been doing this for over a decade now, and I'm here in San Antonio, Texas. I've been doing the business for quite some time. I've learned a lot in that time frame. I've been doing flips. I've been doing wholesales. I've been doing like novations. I've been doing wraparounds. Subject two is my primary focus when it comes to building my portfolio. If you guys don't know what sub two is, it's essentially where you're able to buy rental property without using any of your own money. And sometimes the seller will even pay you to take the house. This home that I'm living in is my primary residence. This is in my studio, in my home studio. This is a $580,000 house that I bought subject to the existing mortgage for $260,000. I owe probably 80K on it. There was a time frame where I was pumping about $100,000 a day from multiple businesses that I had going on. So I just kept tossing money at the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? But I bought this house using creative finance. And it was really cool, man. When I moved into it, it was super dope. It was a big deal for my family. I always wanted to live in a big house. Just so happened the individuals that were living in this home were squatters. The guys that were here gave me the authority to basically remove them. And I did. And after about like a 3 month process, I moved in and I got probably a little over $400,000 equity in this home. This is one of 44 houses that I currently own. So, guys, I mean, I didn't start from 44 houses. I actually started from absolutely nothing. And I feel like it's cliche, but like legit, guys, like my only job experience that I had is at Jack in the Box. That's the only job I've ever had in my whole life that I sustained for about a year. And the only reason I left Jack in the Box is because I was making more money selling weed than I was over here doing Jack in the Box. And so, my background, guys, comes from trafficking marijuana. I learned how to traffic marijuana when I was a kid. My father taught me when I was 14 years old and kind of just figured it out along the way. And I had a lot going on at that time. Jack in the Box was actually holding me back. I dropped out of school when I was 17 years old. My mom kicked me out of my house shortly after that because she found out that I was stealing money and weed from her husband. It is what it is. Thou shalt not steal. I understand, but I was a kid at the time, So she found out. He found out. They kicked me out of the house. I had nowhere to go. I was sleeping inside of Jack in the Box. Literally, I was bathing and sleeping inside a Jack in the Box. Man, you know that you hit rock bottom, dude, when you're sleeping in Jack in the Box. Like, I think that that's as crazy as it can get. There'd be times where I didn't feel like I even had money for clothes. So I'd go inside laundry mats and steal other people's clothes that fit me. And sometimes I'd sleep inside of the laundry mats because it was so damn cold outside. And this was like the middle of winter. And so, I talk about these things because I want to be as real with y'all. Like, I did not come from money. Currently, with everything that I have going on, I just try to be 100 with you guys. I feel like anybody that you meet is always going to tell you some crazy ass story, but I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all every time. I went and tried to get my GED twice and I failed. Okay, I didn't know multiplication, division, or percentages or any of those things until I got into real estate. The first business experience that I have is at Amway. And so some guy recruited me into Amway. I found out that I had to get the gab, that I could actually talk, and I convinced about like 170 people to sign up with a product to sell laundry detergent. You know what I'm saying? And so like that was the beginning stages of my business experience. And this was like over a period of years, and I got into real estate around 2013, 2014. One of the guys that I recruited was a real estate investor and he invited me to my first seminar. Just like you guys are here today, this might be your first big class, your first big seminar, And I just remember hieroglyphics. I had no idea what the hell the guy was talking about. I remember he walked up to me after talking about equity and cash flow and cap rates and cash on cash return and cash cycles and all of these things. And I was just thinking, like, man, how am I ever going to be like that? Like, how am I going to be able to look at houses like that and buy properties the way that these guys are? And it'd be like this. You say, okay, so who here has $40,000? Raise your hand if you're ready to buy your first rental property using banks and financing. Boy, I saw the whole classroom raise their hands. And I'm probably the only dude in that class that was 23, 24 years old. Everybody else that was aside from me that was wanting to do this was already established. They had already lived their lives. They were 40, 50, 60-year-old guys that had banked down their retirement, had 401ks, IRAs, 700 plus credit scores, pre-approved with like multiple different lenders for conventional lines of financing, FHA lines of financing. It was a lot. In my head, I said, wow, this is hieroglyphics. How am I ever going to get $40,000 to pay for this guy's coaching? Because it just seems so crazy to me, that these guys were using someone else's money to buy houses. Lo and behold, I kept going to that class. The guy came up to me shortly after. He said, Quentin, how come you haven't bought in your first real estate deal yet? I said, dude, I'm a drug dealer, first and foremost, okay? I got $500 in my pocket. I got 2 ounces in my truck. This is supposed to pay my rent next week. At this time in my life, I had just got my house raided. The DEA took everything. They took all my money, all my guns. They took everything. They took all my weed, everything. They left me with nothing. Okay, but literally a time frame of when I was going to get locked up and when I was going to get out. And by the time I got out, this is the thing, when you get popped in the game, everybody knows. Okay, so nobody wants to buy bud from me anymore because I'm a walking red flag. And so this was where my career started. I was forced to get into real estate. And at this time, this particular time, it's already 2014 moving into 2015. I'm finding out I'm about to be a dad. I'm scared. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, how can I get something off of the ground? How can I get something off the ground? I don't know anything about real estate, but this is something that I want to do. And I'm seeing all these people talking about doing it without any money. I'm like, man, I know I can do that. Like, there's just no way. If I built a weed business with no money, if I flip my whole life around with no money, I think I can do this. If you're really saying that it don't mean any money. And so he said, Q, you don't need money to buy the properties. You can wholesale. The first time that those words ever entered into my mind, I said, what the hell is wholesaling? And that's when everything started for me. And so I like to start these calls off to let y'all know a little bit about me, just so that y'all know I ain't playing no games, man. I love this business. It's changed my life. It's brought me closer to Jesus too. I gave my life to Jesus about 2 years ago. That's been a thing. It's allowed for me to take care of my family. I've spoken on stages across the entire nation in front of thousands of people in this time frame. Gotten a chance to meet some of y'all's favorite influencers. Maybe you guys know Jerry Norton. He spoke on my stages before. Ryan Pineda, another really cool wholesaler guy, spoke on my stages before. Carlos Reyes, all the dudes over there, all in Phoenix. I've spoke on their stages before. I've thrown a lot of real estate events. I've done a lot of free things like this. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, I always feel like when the Lord giveth, the Lord will take it away. But when the blessings are coming, then you gotta runneth the cup over and pour into other people. And I find that the more I pour into other people, the more it pours back into me, man, because I love real estate. Don't get me wrong. It's been a life-changing thing. Maybe some of you guys are like trying to get your first one done. I know where you're at. I've been there before too, right? It got old after a while for me. And I do a lot of deals, man. I got 3 flips going on currently. I got 2 properties that I'm buying for my rental portfolio. I have 12 vacancies out of 44 houses, and it's bleeding me every single month. On top of all of those things, the most fulfilling thing that I do that doesn't seem like a repetitive process to me is trying to impact as many people as humanly possible. It took me years to figure out, and then the heart attack, which I had about 2013, no, I'm sorry, 2023, I had a heart attack, that to figure out that was stressing me out so bad that I lost myself. And so my pastor told me, he said, Q, God gave you such a gift. Why don't you use that gift to bless other people and just show them the way? So if I can lead you guys to God, if I can lead you guys to closing your first deal, I'm living and walking in my purpose. All right. And so I believe that this is my God-given purpose to end suffering for every single human being that I come into contact with, because I've suffered so much. You know what I'm saying? But these things are blessings, man. You can either curse God for all of the crazy stuff that he's brought you to, or you can thank him for the opportunity to get you closer to him in a way that I feel that transcends beyond what anybody here believes, right? And I don't care what you guys believe in, whether you believe in the flying spaghetti monster or not. I just know that you're loved and you're favored, and you can do this. If I, with very minimal resources, can do this, I know for a fact that you can too. And today's session is going to be exactly about that. All right. So now that y'all know a little bit about me, I've done over 1,000 of these transactions already, wholesale only. I've bought over 44 properties for myself. I flipped apartment complexes, land. I've done ranches. I've done big commercial buildings. I've probably scored a little over $50 million in gross company real estate profits. Okay. I've had an office. I've done everything that you can think of under the moon. I own about 18 different companies currently. I own a data business, a CRM. I own my own dialer. I own a lot of different things. And it's really cool. These are all blessings that came from just real estate. So I'm here to tell you guys as a testimony today that whatever God gave you is more than enough for you to be successful in this business. For whatever reason, he put you in front of me. And so I hope that this message hits you guys. And so I'm asking y'all for one single favor. Okay. And I know you guys got something to do. I know some of y'all driving around. Some of you guys got kids. Some of y'all got business stuff happening today. Some of you guys are just making family a priority. If you're here and I'm giving you my time, can you respect that enough to put your phones on D&D? All I am asking is for your undivided attention. Do y'all think I'm qualified to ask you guys for just a little bit of your time? We're going to be grinding it out for 4 hours straight today. Okay. I could be doing a lot of things too. And so I want y'all to respect my time as much as you respect your own and love yourself enough to allow yourself to be taught today and to be coachable. All right. And so if that's you, can you drop a one in the comments and let me know if you're down to ride with me today? Because it's going to be a lot of fun. And I just want everybody here to really be a part of the session. I want y'all to pay attention. And not only that, I want you guys to take notes like you're going to teach it back to me. All right. Take notes like you're going to teach it back to me because I might hold you accountable and you might teach it back to me. Who knows? This stuff is a lot of fun, dude. It's a lot of fun. So I appreciate everybody's confidence in me today. Thank y'all so much for allowing me the opportunity and just to really do this and get this thing off of the ground. Do y'all mind? Here, let me give me a second real fast. I'm going to do something for everybody today before we get this thing rocking and rolling. And I am recording. Day. And we got people that are hopping in and out. Who here wants to be co-admin that can help me let people in? Because this is a lot. I could use help. So, I mean, I don't want to stop teaching to let people in because that's something that's going to be happening. If you guys are cool with that. Let's see. Michael, can you help me out with being co-admin, let people in as they come? Hey, we got some Flores family in here. What's up? Jasmine, how are you doing? Flores familia. Braxton, what's up,
Hi,
my
I'm well, thank you.
Benny, Braxton, Karina, Carlos, Chris, Corey, Alicia, Keith, my guy Koo, Cal, Lisa. Man, there's some people in here. Oh, dude, I appreciate all of you guys. Okay, cool, man. So, let's see. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, one moment, guys. Eli, got it. Okay. All right, y'all. We can just bow our head real quick so that I can run this real fast. All right. And again, I'd love for y'all to participate. If y'all don't want to, it's not a big deal. Just know that I love you regardless. Okay. So let's just bow our heads real quick. And this is something that I just want to do. So, Father God in heaven, thank you for this day. Thank you for this gift of breath, purpose, and the people that you placed in my life. Right now, I lift up this cold calling session that I'm doing for everybody to you. I pray that every word that comes out of my mouth is filled with confidence, clarity, and impact and go before me in every conversation and soften the hearts of the individuals that are listening to me and open the right doors. Let the people I connect with today feel something different. Your favor, your peace, your power. Lord, I also pray over my group today. Everybody that is here, I pray over their families, over their loved ones. Every person showing up, I pray over their wisdom. I pray that they show up to learn, grow, and level up. And I speak increase over their lives. I speak increase in confidence, increase in discipline, increase in results over their lives, Lord. Use me to speak life into them. Let breakthroughs happen today. Let light bulbs go off. Let momentum be birthed. And cover this space in this session today with your presence. Let nothing distracting, discouraging, or destructive have any place here. Use me as a vessel. Let everybody here that is a part of this feel your glory. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, Lord, I pray that if there is any form of anxiety, doubt, timidness, any form of just lack of self confidence, that you rip it from their minds and cast it into the fire. I pray abundance over every single person that is in this call. I pray protection over their loved ones and family. I pray healing if there is a sickness that they're dealing with currently, Lord, as they're trying to navigate through this crazy business that is called real estate. And I also pray favor over their lives, that you allow for them to gain something from this call. Use me as your vessel. I give you my life. I give you my body. I give you my soul. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I pray over this whole session today and everybody that is involved. And all hands that receive this message today, type amen. All right, guys, so let's jump into this, okay? I appreciate y'all allowing me to do that. I gotta run that real quick before I jump into this. To me, Jesus is such a big part of my life, man, and y'all don't know like what that has done for me. And this is somebody who's used almost everything that he has done for vanity. I've bought in the shiny cars, I've gotten the trucks before. I've boasted about my faith. I was very pharisaical in my life, so like I give all of it to the Lord now. I'm no longer just living for me. And for me, the longest time, I felt like I had something to prove. And so I ask that all of you guys, when you receive wealth, that it hits you in the best ways possible. Because if the day comes and I teach you these things and then money hits you, it's going to be a big lesson for you when it amplifies the worst parts of you. There was a scared, powerful little boy that existed in me before that was afraid of what people thought of him, that wanted to prove himself so bad that he went and he spent millions of dollars on vanity so that people could believe that he was who he said that he was. And that's not me anymore, man. That's not me anymore. I really don't care what you guys think of me. I used to wear this masks like I'm a real estate entrepreneur, I'm a multimillionaire, I'm a world renowned speaker. Beneath all of these masks, as I take them off, dude, I'm just a child of God, bro. And that's the most valuable thing that I can do. Because the riches is not what's on this earth, it's what's in heaven when we get to the other side. All right. So I want to tell you guys about that because I think that that's important because I know it sounds cool. I can say I've made $50 million before, but I can also tell you guys I filed for bankruptcy of $20 million and lost everything. I had to sell off half of my portfolio, my warehouses, everything that I owned that I thought meant so much to me, so I can get back on my feet. But a lot of things stayed. I'm still alive, and that's the most important thing here. So I choose to use this remainder of my life because I don't know how much longer I got because I have a heart disease to impact as many people as I meet as I can. And I'm barely 34 years old. So I pray to God that I am able to reach at least a few more million people to end suffering for them before I leave this place. All right. So with that being said, guys, let's just jump into this, man. Am I hype? I'm hype. If everybody else hype, I'm hyped, dude. This is going to be super fun. So, first and foremost, guys, I want to go over this, and I think that this is important for everybody that is a part of this session. All right. And number one, as we begin to go beyond all of this, I want to talk about the mindset, setup, and fundamentals. Okay. And this is going to be super fun for anybody that is here. Now, a lot of you guys, you want to take cold calling seriously. There are what we call the budget way to do it. And then there are kind of like more paid ways to do it. And then there's free ways to do it. It's really, I mean, I can't say that it's like it's mandatory or anything, but it's really up to you. There are three things that I feel that everybody needs when they jump into the business. And I'm going to go over all of those things today in this session. I'm logging into all of my tools as we speak as well. I'm doing this from scratch. Okay. So we're going to do all of this together. Today, guys, my focus is going to be the fundamentals of cold calling. All right. We're going to talk about the basics, the foundations, the things that I feel that are necessary for everybody that's watching. The second thing that we're going to be going over is the tools and softwares, right? And the budget for this. Because there's a way that you can do this that can expedite all of it, and it's going to cost you less than a car payment. I mean, we're talking about maybe $200, $300 a month, and that's going to 10x everything that you got going on, especially if you're jumping into this. And we're also going to talk about the time blocking factor of this. I know some of you guys are watching this, you're either at work, maybe you got a hustle that's your main thing, maybe you got a business that's a family thing that you're running right now. I don't know where you're at financially, but I'm going to talk about the time frames and we're going to talk about time blocking. All right. Then we're going to talk about the script. So I'm going to go over the script with everybody here today, and I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of resources, y'all. So this is going to be super fun. This is only for people that are in this call today. So if you're here and you want these resources, I'm going to be giving them out sporadically throughout this entire session as we move into the goal here. Toward the end, after setting the foundation for everything, I'm going to just go live in your face and cold call the leads that I pulled and skip traced in your face today. So you're going to get the whole playbook, right? The foundation, the fundamentals, the mindset, the softwares, the systems that I recommend, the budget and the time blocking. From the time blocking and the budget, the actualities of cold calling, where I'm literally making phone calls in your face. Okay. And I think that these are great for anybody. This is how I do it. This is literally how I do it. If you can mirror this, I promise you guys, you can close 2 to 3 deals a month. If you could just mirror this, you can have 40 to 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month very easily. You just have to get it off of the ground, okay? And so, guys, first and foremost, as we kind of dive into this, the first thing that I want to talk about is the mindset, okay? The mindset for everybody that is here. And I think that a lot of people when they cold call, they don't cold call with purpose. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? The first thing that I want y'all to get into your minds, and if you can just repeat this after me in the comment section below, we're solving problems, not selling contracts. We're buying problems, we're not selling contracts. Okay? That's number one. That's the mindset that I want you to have. We buy problems, not houses. Put that into the comment section. We buy problems, not houses. I need everybody to repeat this because this is something that's very, very, like, in my opinion, a lot of people sleep on this. We buy problems, not houses. Our goal here is to find individuals that are interested in selling houses, right? But not just the houses, we want the problems that are associated with the houses. Why? Because there's a big difference between somebody who says that they need to sell and somebody that wants to sell. I could talk to Eli right now and say, Eli, bro, let me give you $150,000 for your property. Now, he can either tell me to go screw myself or he can say that's something that works. Now, if he's telling me, he's like, you know what? I'll sell it, but I'll sell it if you can give me 200. Is that a motivated seller? What if his house is only worth 200,000, period? Right? That's not a motivation. Now, if Eli were to come to me and say, hey, this property got caught, half of it's on fire. We just filed for the insurance claim. We got to take what we can. Insurance going to pay for XYZ. We're getting our money back regardless. I'm going to wash my hands with this property completely. I got to move on to the next house. While we're waiting for the insurance money to process, I need something up front to put my family into an apartment. You see what I just changed up here? What was the difference between him wanting 200K and then him wanting $100,000 for his property, but it was fire damage on half of it, right? He knows he's going to get his money back because he got his insurance claim. Now he's trying to sell the house as is. And so this is the thing. We're looking for the why. While we're calling individuals and we're making these phone calls, our goal is to find pain points. Okay? And that's something I think that a lot of people just kind of like they don't understand. We're not calling just to find people who want to sell. I'm calling because I want to know why you want to sell. I want to find people who need to sell. Difference between wants and needs. One has a problem associated with it. The other one has just a desire associated with it. Two different outcomes. Okay. And so just remember this: we buy problems, not houses. The second thing, and I feel that this is where a lot of people stop, man. How many? I mean, I'll tell you, if I were to show you guys my first calls that I've ever done, you would notice that there was a very unconfident person that was on the other side of that. Rejection is not the end of everything. I want you to write this down. Rejection is data, not defeat. I want you guys to get excited when a seller tells you no, because it's leading you to your next yes. I'm telling you, when you look at it like this, it becomes a numbers game. You start looking at it, you're like, oh crap, I guess if I get 15, 20 no's today, that means I get a yes in about 2 to 3 hours. And that's good. That's good. Rejection is data, not defeat. And so I want y'all to understand that as you begin cold calling, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be jumping into your session, that are going to be jumping into the phone call with you, that might tell you to go screw yourself. They might say some very ugly things. They might even troll you. Okay. This is not for you to run away and to stop cold calling. Let me tell you something. These people on the phones, they can't hurt you. Now, when the day comes that you can matrix the crap out of this and somebody can literally shove their hand through your phone and sock you in the cheek for calling them, which I pray that day never comes, sometimes comes, right? When you put it into perspective, data, right? And when you think about this, these people on the phone, they can't hurt you, man. So what are you afraid of? Better you to mess up on your own leads than mess up on someone else's. It's better for you to mess up in your own company than to mess up on someone else's. That's the way I see it. Now if you have the opportunity to get a job working wholesale real estate, get an opportunity to work for a company, the way you'll understand is that there's quite a lot of things that go into cold calling. But there's a flow for cold calling, okay? There are four things that I think that everybody should know before getting into cold calling, no matter what. Number one, you gotta have the mindset right. We're solving problems, we're getting hype. It's like getting into a fight. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been punched in the face before. I know a lot of people have never been in a fight. It's all good. But some of you guys have taken a leap one time where you had to push yourself against the corner for a minute. And when you were pushed against that corner, you really had no choice but to make it happen. Who here has had a bill pop up? And I know I'm speaking to the choir. I got to be speaking to somebody where you were like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to pay that. But what happened, right? You pulled it out of your ass. Am I right? Come on, I'm speaking to somebody. If that's you, drop a one in the comments. How many of you guys have ever been in a position where you're like, all the cards are stacked against you, rent's due, light bill's about to get shut off, we don't have the money for the water, our phone's gonna get turned off, we're paying our bill in the McDonald's parking lot on E, right? And we're using the Wi-Fi from McDonald's because our cell phone service got shut off, and that's how we need to pay our bill right now. Come on, I'm speaking to somebody. Drop one in the comments if that's you. I know that there are a lot of you guys that have been put into a corner that have overcame. Guys, you see that right there is a part of the mindset. That's that relentless mindset that's required for you to make this work. And when you put on that phone, that headset or whatever it is that you're calling from, I need you to have that mindset. That mindset is so important that you're pushed against a wall. It's so hard to get there, but I know that those moments in your life when you really thought that there was no way that you could do it, you somehow made it happen. If you don't have that mindset going into the phone call, well, my friends, you're going to have one of the worst cold calling sessions ever because you're already starting it off on the wrong foot. There's a book that I would recommend for everybody that is here. It's called Relentless. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a gift right now. Okay. So hold on. I call this the Holy Grail. These are all of my books that I own, and I ask you guys to download this, okay? I'm going to share it with all of you guys. And again, if y'all have Amazon Prime or if y'all have Amazon Kindle, here, this is a link that carries every motivational book that you could ever want for your business. And the one that I'm referencing is in here as well. So, guys, these are all my books. They're all in PDF format. If you have Amazon Kindle, it's free 99. And you guys can have this just for being a part of this group. Now, one of my favorite books that's in here is called Relentless. And in that book, it's based on the trainer of Michael Jordan. And not only that, but this guy trained Kevin Durant. He trained Kobe Bryant. He was also a football trainer. He trained Emmett Smith. The reason why I'm telling you guys this is because he wrote this book about three different types of individuals that exist inside of a human psyche. All right. He says that it's the cooler, the closer, and the cleaner. The cooler, the closer, and the cleaner. What does that look like? We all got a little bit of three in front of us. A cooler is somebody who's able to make it happen, like that in the corner mindset when you pull the bill out of your butt, right? Somebody who's able to make it happen when they're pushed into a corner, but they only seem to do it when it means something. That's a cooler. That is somebody who's just kind of, they have a great game, but they don't have a good season. I think that exists in a lot of us today. The second person is what we call the closer. And the closer is somebody who can have a great season, but they don't have a great career. Some of you guys might have 1 year where you popped off on the scene and you made it happen. And what happened was is you got comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you become complacent. And when you become complacent, you lose momentum and the very thing as to why you even decided to do this in the first place. And that's where I see the psyche of a lot of people that jump into the business. You might go hard for a year and then you fall off. How many of you guys have had good years in this business and the bad years made you kind of walk away from it? Drop a one in the comments if that's you. That's me. Literally, over the last year, I'd say from 2022 to 2023, I fell back from the real estate company. I focused on other things that made me more money, and it was just at a point where I felt like I was at a standstill because it was hard to find real estate deals. And I think that we all experienced a level of that, and that's okay. I'm here to drag you back. I'm here to drag you back because the game's changing right now, man. Right now, there's so many things happening economically. There's so many things that are happening in the real estate world. There's going to be a big shift that's going to happen here within the next couple of years. It's either going to be the worst or the best thing that's ever happened to the real estate economy of business. And so I'm here to tell you guys this to pull y'all back into the game. Some of us have great seasons, but we don't have great careers. Now, then there's this mindset of a person that's so crazy. Now, who here loves Michael Jordan? I think everybody understands who that guy is, right? Michael Jordan had an insane mindset. Now, when they were going through, I mean, he would have had 7 championships if his dad wouldn't have died. I'd say that very confidently, right? His dad, I don't know if y'all know this, was on his way to the airport to go and watch Michael Jordan play, as he always did, and somebody pulled him over while he was on the side of the road and his car broke down. A carjacker shot his father, and his father was murdered and died. He lost himself that season because his parents were part of the very reason that Michael Jordan was the greatest of all time. And he had already won multiple championships. This was during the third season. He was going back for his third ring. They had one of the best games ever, and they ended up losing a playoff round against Magic Johnson and that entire squad, which they ended up going and winning a championship. And so this personal trainer, his name's Tim Grover, walks up to Michael Jordan after that game. And he knows what he tells Michael. He say, "Hey, Michael, I know you just lost this and it's a heavy year for you, man. I know a lot of things happened to you. Hey, bro, when you're ready, just let me know and I'll meet you in the gym. We can start training again." This was right after they were walking off of the court. They just lost not even 2 minutes ago and were kicked out of the playoffs. You know what Michael Jordan told Tim Grover? "I'll see you at 4 a.m." After just losing a championship game. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that kind of mindset is crazy talk. That's that relentless mindset. A cleaner is somebody who can enter into a business and just change the way the game is played. And I think that we all have a little bit of like a little bit of all three of these people inside of us. Some of us have great days, more bad ones than good, right? Some of us have a good year, but it's just one part of the entire career when we enter into a business. And some of you guys are relentless, where you jump in and you give it everything that you got. Now, let me tell you what's on the other side of giving it everything that you got, as well as burnout, if you don't know how to really how to pace yourself. And so, guys, these three types of people exist in your business and in your life and who you are and how you operate. And so if you're not getting onto that phone with that relentless mindset that I'm backed in the corner and I got to pay a bill mindset, this ain't going to work for you no matter how many times you make these phone calls. I want y'all to push yourself into a corner and give yourself absolutely no choice but to make this work. And now some of you guys are here and you're trying to do that right now. I mean, who here either just lost their job, jumped into that now, and is really doing this, right? Or maybe your job's just making you do this kind of, right? It's like two ways. It can cut both ways, right? Some of us got jobs and we're so reliant on it that it's like we don't think that this could ever work. And we got this cushion over here and it's there. The cushion's there because we feel that it's something that we can do, but we don't want to do it all the way because we have this cushion, and this cushion is leading us to just being comfortable. And you can't be comfortable while you're running a business. Hi, how you guys doing? My cleaning lady's here, y'all. You can't be comfortable while you're running a business. I'm telling you guys this from my heart. If you're really trying to do this, man, comfort's the devil. The comfort part person of that is there to keep you there. With that being said, guys, I gave you all those books because I want y'all to succeed. If there's two books in that whole collection that I recommend that you read, it's Relentless, because that's going to give you the mindset that you need to really make this work. And then the second one is Outwitting the Devil. Outwitting the Devil is one of the darkest books I've ever read in my life, and it kept me awake at night while I read it in jail. Okay. And guys, Outwitting the Devil's crazy. The author had wrote this book in the early 1920s, 1930s, and it was so dark for its time. I mean, mind you, he's releasing it during the Great Depression, that it stayed in a literal manuscript in his estate. When he passed away in the late 50s, early 60s, this gentleman's name was Napoleon Hill. This guy is probably the one of the like founding fathers of personal development and mindset. His great great granddaughter found this manuscript and published it in 2011. And this book is about a conversation that the author has with the devil. And so the way the premise of the book starts is, for whatever reason, he wakes up and he's in this crazy place and he don't know how he got there. And there's an entity that's next to him. It's powerful, it's breathing, it's half of his life. And he approaches this thing knowing what it is. And he asks it, "Who are you?" And he says, "If you're going to address me, you will," this evil entity with the weirdest voice. If you guys ever listen to the audio, it'll keep you awake at night. He says this in the craziest voice. He says, "If you speak to me, you will refer to me as your majesty." And the author says, "What are you talking about? Why would I ever give you the highest praise when I serve the one and only true God?" He says, "Because you believe that you've been serving God this whole time, but I have been closer to you than he." And so he realizes who he's talking to. And he says, "I want you to describe yourself." He says, "A lot of people think of me as this deity with a whipped tail and with a fork and a whipped tail and teeth. But I'm not that." He says, "I make up half of your negative thoughts. If God is half of the atom, I am the other half, and I exist within you." I whisper things into your ears. I live through your family, through your parents, through the people that you love. I'm consistently in your life. If there is a positive impact that is happening to you, I am the opposite. I am the opposition. And it's insane. So he has this conversation with the devil. And so he asks the devil, because he knows, he says, when you fell, you were God's favorite angel. So who did God tell all of his secrets to of the universe and how people work and how people think? Who do you think? Right? Why would he task this individual with leading the worst place that anybody can go to in the afterlife? Why wouldn't he know just as much? Right? Because this is always working against those factors here. And that's what's crazy about this. And so he's like, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, this whipped creature, this entity, this deity is talking to Napoleon. He says, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, you will refer to me as your majesty, and I will tell you everything that you wish to know. And so the author gives in and he says, all right, your majesty, how do you maintain power in my life? And then the book will then go and talk about all of the things that the devil is consistently trying to work against you. This is one of the darkest books I've ever read. I know it sounds crazy, right? But the entire book is a conversation between the author and Satan. And the Satan tells him how he controls and manipulates the minds of many people. And I'm bringing this up because I feel like there's a lot of you guys that might still be in that mindset yet. You haven't freed yourself. The reason of the book is called Outwitting the Devil, not so you can have a conversation with Satan, so you can know how he's working consistently in your life. None of this business stuff works if you don't get this right. None of this business stuff works. I don't care how many of you guys want to talk to some practicality dude that's going to tell you to make 100 phone calls in a day that says you're going to get a real estate deal. If this don't work, you ain't going to keep the money. You ain't going to multiply the money, and the blessing ain't ever going to run it over. All right? So how are you supposed to bless other people when you haven't even fixed you? You got to fix you first, and then all of this stuff comes full circle. And so, for all of my guys that are here, there are three levels that the devil says in this book that people exist on. Because he asked him, he said, how do you control and manipulate people, right? He talks about three layers of mankind. The first layer, total depression. He says, I have the most control here. Why? It's because I never allow them to take full accountability. I want them to blame and victimize themselves. I'm where I'm at. I do drugs because my father beat me. I'm a dropout because my mom never took me to school. I decided to give my life away and just not maintain my potential because I didn't see potential in the people that were around me. If you're a victim to your environment, let me tell you something. That is the devil, full hold on you, stranglehold on your life. And a lot of people walk here. When we get depressed, when we get sad, when we feel anxiety, when we feel timidness, that's when the doubt creeps in. And sometimes we look for outside validation from people, the external validation from people. And the devil will try to work through the people that you love. Some of you guys will go to somebody that you love and you say, this is what I want to do. I got into Quentin's seminar. I said, Quentin, bro, how can I get into real estate? Quentin made some calls today. He showed me what I can do. Oh, you know what? This is your family. This is somebody that you love. This is your friend, your relative, your coworker, somebody close to you. That sounds like a scam. You shouldn't listen to that person. And then what happens to your motivation? You sought outside validation. Devil working through the person that you loved drags you back down again. And now you don't feel like you can do this. And this call that we're in just becomes another call. I don't want that to be for you guys. I want y'all to be in here. I want y'all to be here with purpose. And so that level that the devil's in full control is called total despair. That's victimization, that's doubt, that's anxiety, that's depression. That's not taking full accountability and responsibility for everything that is happening in your life. Those are people that do not live in alignment with the God. They're living separate from God. And I want you to understand that, okay? The devil has full control here. The second one, ooh, man, it's even scarier. It's even scarier. He says, okay, well, what's the second layer of manipulation that you have on people? And this is in the book, Outwitting the Devil. I gave you guys a copy of it. Y'all can have it, okay? And for my people that are here that might not have a copy, drop the link, reshare it, because the chat only appears for people who join the call. I want everybody in the call to have those books. So put that link in the book. The second one, he says, these people don't even know that I'm there. He said, what do you mean? He says, I want them to stay in a cycle. I want them to keep being in a cycle. He says, what do you mean? He said, this is where I have insane control. I make them relive the same thing every single day. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you fall asleep. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you fall asleep. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you fall asleep. You wake up, you go to work, you go home, you fall asleep. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until what? You die, never living your true potential. Devil being in control of you still. Let me tell you guys something. The comfort that you feel from your job, the comfort that you feel from your routine, your cycle, that's going to keep you there until the day that you die. You see, the devil's plans is that you never realize your full potential and you stay here. How many of you guys have ever tried to approach somebody that you know had potential and say, man, if you just would have started that business, that would have been something? Let me tell you guys, my stepdad, love my stepdad. He's the only man that's ever treated my mother right. My father and the man before him. There's three dads, all right? And there's six of us. I'm one of six kids. My mom was an orphan, right? I came to my stepdad because he is one of the best cooks that you will ever meet in your life. And I offered to buy him a food truck. When I was at the height of my game, I was willing to put 100 G's into a best food truck you can think of. He said, Q, I love my job. I'm going to stay at my job. That business thing, that's your thing. Prime example. How many guys have ever seen somebody with potential, told them they could be more than what they were, and you didn't believe them, or they didn't believe you? Or maybe you told somebody that you could be more and they didn't believe you either. See what I'm saying? See, that level of comfort is where everybody exists. How many guys know somebody right now that's living in that cycle? They wake up, they go to work, they come home, they fall asleep. They wake up, they go to work, they come home, they fall asleep. He says the devil's most present here. He says he disguises himself in comfort. Keep eating the crappy food. Keep watching the pornography. Keep being distracted. Keep putting yourself in a position where you know that you can't grow. I want you here. Stay here until you die because I'll find you in the afterlife. That's the devil. That's crazy. And then he says this third one. And man, this third one is going to be speaking to somebody here. This third one's crazy. Okay? This third layer is crazy. There's this level that a human being can get to. It's called full visual prowess. Full visual prowess is when the awakening has happened. And I hope that this is happening for some of you guys in today's call. Before we even start calling, I'm trying to rip your minds open because this is the foundation to what we're doing today. Okay? This third one, the devil says this is the hardest place to penetrate the human mind. He says because it's called full visual prowess. It's when a human is placed with such a deep belief that they feel that they can move a mountain, that nothing can touch them. They're on such a crazy high that it's like blessings are flowing toward them. The opportunities are coming. How many of you guys have been on this high before, bro, where the day is just so good? The music is hitting right. The opportunities are flowing. The checks are coming in. The bills are paid. We're in this high right now. We're like, we can do anything. We can accomplish literally anything. Am I speaking to somebody here? Somebody been in this mindset before where you're just there? Like you're there. There's nothing that can shake you or knock you off of this cloud. This is a high, and you can operate at your highest potential. Drop a one in the comments if you've experienced this for even just a moment. It could have just been a song. It could have been a song. For some reason, that song from Nelly pops in my head. If you want to go and take a ride with me, with three willing in the foe with the goldies. When that song pops up, I just think about this moment in my life when I drove off of a lot with a brand new Corvette. And I was just so beautiful. Like it was just so beautiful for me because I had worked all the way up to this moment, having come from prison, having come from drug dealing, having come from Jack in the Box, having come from homelessness, walking and parking it into this freaking $500,000 house. I was on a high that no one could knock me off of. Let me tell you what. And so when you're on this high, okay, well, the devil says, he asked the devil, he said, how do I touch them? How do you get to them? He says, if I can't work through them, then I come after them through the people that they love. Come on, man. Come on. We're on this high, and then our mom gets hit with a sickness. Who's been there? We're on this high, and then we try to tell somebody we want to go or what we want to do or what we want to be, and they just poop on our dreams. They poop on our dreams. And we take those words into account because they're not just from some random person. They're from somebody that has known us, that loves us, that wants to believe in us, but they say the worst things. I want you to know it's not that person. That is the opposition working through the person that you care about and love. because that's the only way that he can reach you. So if he can't come after you because of your vibration, then he'll come after you and pierce you through the people that you love. That could be your children, that could be your brothers, sisters, cousins, that could be your parents, even. That could be your coworkers, that could be your best friends. I want you guys to understand that the opposition is consistently working against you. That is the second book that I want to recommend. I know I went into deep detail with it, but I want to wake some people up today, man, because I truthfully believe that if you guys really think that y'all can do this, well, let me tell y'all something. It's going to take a type of mindset before you even get on that phone. And this is the foundation of it. This is the foundation of everything. Without it, you're not going to make this happen. You're just not. I'm sorry. I love you to death and I believe in you, but you need to get your head right. You need to allow for the Holy Spirit to enter you and work through you and let your hands be guided by God because Jesus is the ultimate healer, man. Okay. Now I know I got some non-believers in here. That's all good, dude. Then you could pray to the universe, the flying spaghetti monster, or the pig in the sky. I don't care. The point is that there's something that is moving this world, and you'd be a fool to not believe that there aren't negative energies and positive energies that are in here. Okay. And anybody here believes in evil, drop a one in the comments. Well, let me tell you what that is. That is moral code. If you believe in evil, do you believe that there is good? Who writes what's good and what's evil? That could be the moral lawgiver that you whom you might be denying, might want to wake you up there too. It don't matter what you believe in. I don't care who your God is. I'm telling you just from experience, there is good and there is evil. And these things are working against us or with us. And we have to decide what side of the spectrum that we're going to be on. And it starts with you. It starts with your mindset. It starts with where it is that you're trying to go. We all have a goal. Am I crazy to believe that anybody that is in this call today doesn't want to make millions of dollars? Because I do, right? I don't think that y'all would be here if y'all didn't, right? Can you drop a two in the comments if you want to make $1 million? Come on, man. What would $1 million do for you? Truthfully, right? But do you believe that you're deserving of it? That is the second thing. And do you believe that you're worthy enough to keep it? That's the third thing. Nah, those are questions I want you to ask yourself, all right? So, guys, I know I went into a lot when it came to the mindset today, but I had to. I mean, I want to spend a whole hour on that because without it, none of this works. None of it. And I want y'all to be successful. So again, those books that I gave y'all, download them, Amazon Kindle, you can upload them and you can read them on your tablet, on your phone, and then you can make notes, highlight whatever you want. They're all matched and mirrored and formatted for Amazon Kindle, and Amazon Kindle is free 99. So that's my gift to you guys for being in here. I hope I got your mind thinking a little bit. That's always my goal, is that anybody that joins these calls just wakes up a little, okay? And that's what I want for all of you guys. If you're awake, type the words "I'm awake" in the comment section. I want to see it. All right. Now, again, when we get into our cold calling session, moving into the curriculum, there are three things that I feel that are very important that you need. Number one, headset. This is all of the hardware. Don't be cold calling from your phone, dude, holding up your phone like this. It ain't gonna work. It's not feasible. You're gonna be drawn out after a while. Guess what's gonna happen? This weight on your head, that's going to be you guys. Free up your hands. Headset, Bluetooth, whatever it is that you got, put something in your ear. Second thing, free up your hands. If I'm speaking with my hands. You guys see me talking? This ain't just because I'm Mexican, bro, because Mexicans, we talk with our hands. I'm literally charging up a Kamehameha wave so I can shoot it in your face, everything that I feel with my energy. And so, again, when I speak, I'm speaking with my hands. I am projecting myself. Free up your hands. Talk with your hands. Move them around like you're freaking Mickey Mouse from Fantasia, just like causing all this crazy stuff to happen on your left and right side, dancing with a broom. You know what I'm saying? If I'm you guys, talk with your hands, okay? The third thing, tonality. So again, headset, free up your hands, tonality. Nobody's going to listen to you if you don't have the tone. You got to be ready to match and mirror. So practice your tone. I'm not saying be high energy the whole time, but know when to take your voice down and know when to bring it back up. All right? Your voice is literally like a music box, man. You get to control this thing and how it affects people. Guys, words speak energy into people, no matter what. I know that I spoke something into y'all this morning. I mean, it's like a whole sermon. I spoke something to you guys this morning. Am I right? Right? So I'm using my voice to project that message. You have the same gift. God blessed you with a voice. Now, unless I got some people here that are totally mute, then sign language your way there. I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is it comes with perspective. It comes with the place. Work with your tone and get your voice prepped for your session. Before I even got into this call, man, I was already doing my vocal exercises. How many of you guys have ever seen that movie Sister Act? Well, Sister Act 2 is one of my favorite ones. It's from the 90s. My age might be showing. I know I'm not that old. I'm still in my 30s, like mid 30s, but still. Sister Act was the bee's knees. And there's this session on Sister Act when she's trying to get them out of their shell and they're singing oh happy days, you know what song I'm talking about? And that guy just starts going off, and I think everybody has tried to hit that high pitched part when he's like, when Jesus what? I don't think I could ever do it, but all I'm saying is like that scene before he had went off, she was trying to break them out of their box. Okay, and no, don't ask me to preach or do your choir stuff. I can sing, I love to sing, but I'm not trying to do that note. I can't hit that note. But just so that y'all know, right? She did this thing. It's called the fa la la las. And so you start from the bottom and then you raise your way up. When you say these tones, you're going to hit every single part of your chakra straight through your throat. And so it goes fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. Practice that. I know it sounds ridiculous, but do it before you cold call. It's gonna literally soften up your vocals, especially if you're about to hop on the phones for like 3 to 4 hours. Okay, and I think that this is important for everybody. And so again, another one that I would say, a sit to stand desk it should be part of the environment. I don't like calling in dark rooms because I'll get sleepy. All right. And so, like, for me, I like light. So I like natural light, things like the sun keep me awake. If I can take this table and move it up so that I'm more standing than I am anything else, that is another thing that I would recommend for all of you guys. You can buy these things on Amazon for relatively cheap. So if you want to do the hardware part, that's completely up to you. Okay. But you want to make sure that you have everything in place for your environment, the desk, standing, Bluetooth headset. Those are things that I would recommend as the hardware. What we're going to go over now is the software things that I think that are needed. All right. I'm going to go over 3 specific softwares today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to probably drop them in the chat here. Give me just a moment because I think that these are necessary for everybody. We're going to do 3 different ones. I need one for comping, I need one for leads, and I need one for dialing. So let's go into this real fast. This is brand new, y'all. And to be honest, I think that this is like an absolute flex. First and foremost, let me see. It's on the other side. Where are we at? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. By the way, guys, I run a community. If you're already getting value from this and this is something that you want to do, this is free for the next 7 days. What you guys are in right now is called the real estate cheat codes. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the link here because it's free for everybody. Y'all are more than welcome to join. It's not necessary. But if you like calls like this, we're running a 3-day challenge next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you guys are interested in just joining for the free, I don't care if you join and then you cancel, dude. You'll probably come back after the value, but it's 7 days for free right now. I'm dropping that link in the comments section. I give you all my scripts, all my tools, everything, and that's just part of the free trial. Like, you can walk away with all my contracts, all my scripts, everything. I don't care if you join and cancel, dude. Go ahead, do your thing. You're gonna come back. You're gonna love me. I know I'm my energy is kind of, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but your boy spent a long time to get confident. Okay? So guys, this right here, I think is important for all of you guys. This is my group, my community. It's called Real Estate Cheat Codes. You can learn the exact blueprint, everything that you can need to cure title, to pull niche leads, raising capital, scale faster. We're doing weekly live Q&As. You'll be grandfathered in at 97 if you decide to join today. My price goes up next month to $500 a month. We got 160 members inside of this thing. There's a classroom in here that has pre-course work, the fundamentals to the business, and mind you, I went in on everything that you can think of for this company. Okay. I've been teaching real estate over the last 5 years. We have live call recordings. We have everything that you can think of, man. So, like, all of the recordings for every call that we've ever done is here from November to December. We have our first to deal challenges that we do. I do a Bible study. So, all of my Bible study calls are here. I have a complete sales training for cold calling, everything that you need from the objections to live cold calls, everything, like literally everything. I went in and I did this damn thing. And there is an advanced level to it as well. This is for my people that want to take their business serious. This is like level 10 knowledge. And I put it into a place where you can follow these 8 steps to get your business off of the ground. Now, that's not the only thing. Just for joining and doing all this stuff, you get the pre-course work. You also get the first to deal challenge for free, and you get the resource vault. In here, I have tools that are both paid and free. Okay, so again, you get all of this just for joining the offer calculator, all my sales scripts, all my books, my purchase and sale agreements, my assignment of contract, and then my repair cost estimator. This is all from just the free trial. Let's just go into this real fast. The first thing that we're going to need, guys, is Deal Machine. Deal Machine is a great platform for all of you all, and I'm just going to drop this here for everybody inside of the group chat. This is the number one lead generation tool that I'm going to say that is affordable right now. Why? Because I know that a lot of you guys are here are also spending a lot of money on data. That's probably the most expensive part of your business. Now, data is going to burn you out. With Deal Machine, for $120 a month, you get a dialer, you get a CRM, you get 10,000 skip trace leads. Every lead that you look up, if you find somebody who wants to sell, has a phone number, even if you don't export the lead. But you get 10,000 exports a month. Guys, I own a data company. I charge 13 cents a record for skip tracing. That's $1,300 in skip tracing that you guys get every single month. You multiply $1,300 by 12 months, you're getting $15,000, $16,000 worth of data for $120 a month. Like, guys, I don't know if I can explain this to you how crazy that is. And so Deal Machine is what I'm going to be using today to show y'all how to build your motivated seller list that you're going to be cold calling. So Deal Machine is going to be the platform that we're going to be working out of. Let me go back to my group real quick because we're going to keep going over this. The second thing that we're going to need, guys, is going to be a dialer. A dialer is necessary for anybody that is here. I'm going to drop the dialer link here. Give me one moment. And then this is, you get a 7-day free trial on this. Holy crap, that's too crazy. Let me see if there's a shorter link for that. I'm going to delete that because that was wild for some reason. Okay. Let me go back into the edits of this. And then the links that I have here. There it is. Okay, so a dialer. Dialer is going to 10x your cold calling session. This dialer is called Batch Dialer. We're going to go over it together. These are the two softwares that I would recommend for you guys starting out in the business. If you want to keep it under a car payment, all of this so far should be costing you about $300. And then the last thing that I would recommend is you need a CRM for your company. And I don't know if y'all know what a CRM is, but it's a database that has AI automations. It can build and qualify leads on your behalf. It's a lot of things. This is the CRM that I use. It's called Jarvis. Jarvis is a full-blown platform, and I dropped it in the comment section for everybody here. These are the tools that I'm recommending for anybody that's trying to get into this. Jarvis is built to get more leads. We use AI to qualify leads. I literally use a robot to qualify leads. So maybe some of you guys work full time and you don't have the time to even hop on a software and reply to conversations. I have a bot that I created inside of Jarvis that can pre-qualify leads for you and set appointments. All you have to do is send out the initial text, and you can send up to 1,000 text messages a day for $10. Now, if Jarvis is going to be working on your behalf, the AI tool inside of it is going to be qualifying your leads. So if you send out 1,000 text messages, let's say you get 10 people that are interested in selling, my robot will have a conversation with them and ask them what their why is, what their timeline is, and then they'll book an appointment based around your calendar. You can integrate your calendar into Jarvis. So Jarvis is what you call a CRM. A CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. This is 97 bucks. You get an AI assistant, AI automation. I mean, almost all of these things. I built this platform from scratch myself. And I don't know if you guys know what Jarvis stands for, but it's an acronym from Iron Man. Y'all notice the little Iron Man type Jarvis theme on it? It stands for just a rather very intelligent system. And I love Iron Man. Iron Man because he solves problems. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I like about Jarvis is Jarvis will solve your problems. So those are the three tools that I would recommend. They're inside of the chat here. Deal Machine's free for 7 days. Batch Dialer is free for 7 days. Jarvis is not. I don't have a free trial for it because it is a hell of a lot of work to set someone up with an account. To use Jarvis at its maximum capabilities, you do need an LLC. So if you have one or a website, Jarvis is for you. These are the three softwares that I'm going to jump into today, and we're going to start marketing. Okay. And so, guys, these three softwares are how you can get this business off of the ground, get momentum going. And I believe that you can close your first deal within 4 months, at least minimum. Doing this, $17,000 in profit. $17,000 in profit. And so these three softwares, this should cost you about maybe $300 to $400 a month. And if you can maintain that and look at it like a car payment, you can have massive success in this business. Now, if you're bootstrapping it, bro, foreclosure list all day, dialer all day. That's all you need. Okay. Go down to the county, get your foreclosure list, buy a dialer if you can afford one. If not, call from your phone, use truepeoplesearch.com, bootstrap the crap out of this. I know some of you guys are like, Q, I can't do that. I'm balling on a budget. I know where you at. I've been there too. Don't let that stop you from gaining momentum. I'm just showing you guys how you can expedite it today. That's it. All right. So if that's you and you're bootstrapping from the bottom, starting up, pre-foreclosure list, call them from your phone, skip trace them using truepeoplesearch.com. Free, free, free. Okay. You're already paying for your phone. The way I see it, it's free. So again, guys, those are the three softwares. So first and foremost, before we begin cold calling, what is a motivated seller? Can you guys tell me what a motivated seller is in the comment section? I'm interested in knowing what you guys believe a motivated seller is. You can talk about the indication, you can talk about their situation, you can talk about their problem. Let's identify the symptoms, okay? Tell me in the comment section what you believe is the symptom of a motivated seller. Go ahead and let me know. Who can tell me? I want you guys to be involved. Don't just let me talk this whole time. Be involved. Mm, love that, Tim, for sure. Fear, that's powerful, Corey. That's powerful. Divorce is a good one. My guy iPhone on the divorce, foreclosures, it's a good one. They need to sell, just not want. Yes, exactly that, Paul. You're paying attention. I love that, my friend. Someone who is willing to sell below market value. For sure. But that's not all the time. There's a why attached to that. Like, what's the symptoms of it? What is the symptoms? What do you think would need for like what do you think they would need to be in? What is the situation that would make them want to sell? Divorce, big one, right? Debt, disease, divorce. Yes, exactly. Jasmine, that's what I'm talking about. Distress, disease, divorce, and debt. Oh, she got it. Jasmine, family. That's what I love to see. All right. So, guys, I want y'all to repeat this: distress, death, debt, divorce. Those are the four D's to a motivated seller. Distress is situational, it's something that they're going through, it's a debilitating issue. Could be health, could be a lot of things. Death means that somebody just passed away and there's an inheritance issue. Debt means that they're behind on payments. Maybe they don't know how they're going to make this out, like make this work. So they got to figure out a way to get out of debt. And then there's divorce. Divorce means separation, meaning that there's an individual who owns an asset or an estate or something, and two people are deciding to go their separate ways and liquidate everything. Distress, death, divorce, and debt. These are the four reasons, symptoms, indicators that someone wants to sell. And so sometimes, guys, what we got to do is we got to create that. We got to create that because they might not even know, or like most people just kind of market to high equity. Guys, I want y'all to understand this. Stop doing this because it hurts my head to even have to preach it. You're not going to find a deal on high equity absentee owner. If you do, congrats. You're marketing to a list that 100,000 plus wholesalers are marketing to. I don't want y'all to look at the size of the list. It's the quality. The size of the list, the quality. The size of the list, the quality. Two different things, okay? Want y'all to understand that. The quality is always going to outmatch the size in any way. I think a lot of people they're like, "Oh, I need to download 10,000 leads." No, you don't, man. You don't. You just need a list that you're sure of. That's it. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to build a list. I'm going to log into my Deal Machine account. We're going to talk about the symptoms of a motivated seller, okay? So again, I'm doing this like from scratch, man. There's no reason why y'all can't follow through with this. We have our setup though. Everybody understands, right? The tools that we're using: Deal Machine, Batch Dialer, Jarvis. All of these things are things that we need. Now, what we need now is a list of people to call, right? We need a list. And then we're going to need a script, which I'm going to hook you guys up with. Okay. We're going to talk about the script today. And that's going to be a lot of fun too. So, again, let's jump into this. The first thing that we got to do is we got to build a list of motivated sellers. Okay. I am going to pick a market for all of you guys that are here. Let's see. And we're going to do, where'd Deal Machine go? I lost it. Okay. Let's go into it. I'm logging into my Deal Machine account. We're going to do a market. Who can give me a market? I want to find leads in your place. Let's call your leads. Where are you guys at? El Paso. My dude says 78645. My guy went straight for the freaking throat on the zip code. Houston, Dallas. I like Dallas. I haven't done Dallas in a while. Dallas would be cool. I like Fort Worth more, actually. Hey, Paul, if you're in Fort Worth, dude, that's a great market, man. Arlington, Denton County, Tarrant County, great counties to get into the business. One of my biggest flips I ever did was in Denton County. I did a little over $130,000 profit on that one. It only took me a week and a half to fix it up and sell it. That was during 2020 though, so I don't know if the market's still the same. But yeah, great place. Austin, horrible market. Tanisha, I'm sorry, but that market is just terrible. Michael, Austin, yeah, dude, crazy market, man. I'm not saying that it's bad, but you're really gonna have to shoot for motivation in markets like that. I love Texas, dude, but let me tell you something about my Austin cats. The head is bigger than the house. The head is bigger than the house, okay? Montgomery, I love it. Okay, cool. Salisbury, North Carolina. Let's do, I feel like I haven't done Dallas in a while. I'm gonna do Fort Worth. So let's do this. We're gonna do Fort Worth. It's called Tarrant County. So Tarrant County is a county here in Texas. It's huge, y'all. It's huge. Dallas was so big that it split it in two, and they named one side of it Fort Worth and the other side of it Dallas, Texas. It's still Dallas, but this is Fort Worth, this giant square, and then there's another square that's over here that's Dallas. So this is our market, right? This is what we're looking at. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a peep here. I don't mean to say this to deter you guys or push y'all away, because I know I got some men in here, but I'm a Cowboys fan, baby. So I be in Arlington all the time looking at my boys play. And I know we may never go to the Super Bowl again, but I have a firm belief that every year is my year. And I promise you guys, if you want loyalty, you're gonna go to a Cowboys fan. All right. And that's what I am. So I hate it. You guys can say what y'all want. I don't care. It's my team. We won. Count the rings. Count the rings. Okay. Even though it's been almost 30 years since we've seen even a divisional round playoff, we'll see what we can look at. All right. We're gonna move on from that before I start crying. So today, guys, we're gonna jump into what a motivated seller lead is. So going into this, right, we're in Tarrant County. We got 716,000 properties. Y'all see that? Man, that's crazy, right? Now we don't want to market to 716,000 people. That's insane. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for specific things. I believe that every wholesaler that I meet should start at single family homes. Single family homes. Let's do that. Okay, so property type, single family. Boom. My first filter here. I want you guys to mirror this. Y'all can screenshot this, do whatever you like. We're building a list today. And then we're going to do price points. I like for my houses to have a minimum of $100,000 value, and I'm probably going to keep it under 400 just because. Now, again, remember I talked about, right? Houses being like a house is being bigger than the head, or the head being bigger than the house. That's a real thing. I want houses with over two bedrooms and over one bathroom. Kind of narrow it down a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is I'm building out my criteria, what I look for. Not anything that you have to mirror, but I feel that this is a great way to start. We're starting at houses valued at $100,000 to 400,000, over two bedrooms, one bathroom. It's great stuff, right? We're already starting good. And I want for all of these houses, we click more. We can go into the intricacies of this to have a phone number because we're going to be calling people today. We're going to hit confirm. Now, all these houses, I want to have a phone number. So that's going to kind of narrow this number down a little bit because I'm trying to get a hold of people today. Now, what's cool, guys, if you hit on any lead here, you're going to be able to see some stuff and it's going to be dope. I'm going to show you guys how the software works here throughout this course. This is the software to use right now. I put this above PropStream. I put this above batch leads because you don't have to pay for data. It comes with the data. All right. And I think that that's a flex. So right now it's narrowing things down for me. We have single family, 100K to 400K, two bedroom, one bath. I want them to have a phone number. Let's go ahead and look at this. Now we're going to do some quick filter settings. Quick filter settings have a stackable option that's right here that allows you to match all. And that's what we're going to do. This is called lead stacking. Now, who here does not know what lead stacking is? For my guys that have no clue, what I'm doing is I'm going to take multiple motivation indicators. I'm going to look for the houses that share the same motivation that have multiple indicators on them. All right. So again, what we're doing now is we're stacking the data together. We're putting the data together. My goal is that I find a motivated seller. I want to find a motivated seller, not just somebody who wants to sell, someone who needs to sell. And so the way that we're going to do that, it's exactly like this. Okay. We're going to stack leads together. I'm going to move to the kitchen because my cleaning lady got to knock this place out over here too, so she can clean my office. All right. Diana. The blue thing over there, can you wipe that down and clean it and then put it right here in the middle? Correct. I know, Laura, all of Laura's stuff. No more stuff. It's empty. I gotta go. Yes, please. Your English is getting good. That's good. Yes. Thank you guys. And as y'all can see, I'm the type of dude that keeps his freaking Christmas decorations up year round, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, I'm loyal to my stuff, man. Christmas, my favorite holiday. If I could celebrate it every day of the year, I would. Okay. So here we are. Let's jump back into this. Okay. So let me share my screen with you guys. You can, Diana, you can clean the office. I'm going to work from right here. Okay. Thank you. Now, quick filter settings. We're going to stack leads together now. I'm going to give you guys 3 different lists to cold call, and we're going to start from here. This is one of my favorite leads to cold call. We're going to do tired landlords. All right. And then we're going to stack that against absentee owner. That's going to be the next one. Oh, absentee owner, tired landlords, and they have a vacancy. This is one of the best foundational lists that you guys could ever call. Now, click this here to stack them all together. Click match all, boom. And now we have our list. Now, it's going to take a while because it's going through a few 100,000 records, but this is 423 properties that meet our criteria. Guys, this is so fire, like legit. And let me go over what all of these things are. And the vacancy list, again, what I love about Deal Machine is they have a direct integration and API connection with USPS. Now, every single month, USPS updates this list of properties. Now, you have to own the addresses to get them, okay? But every single month, USPS updates Deal Machine on how many of their houses in this area where a piece of mail was not able to get delivered to the property. That's what vacancy is. Vacancy doesn't mean that the property is literally vacant. It just means that when they try to deliver mail, either they realize that nobody lived there, they couldn't get to the mailbox, and for whatever reason they couldn't deliver the piece of mail, or nobody lived in the property, so they marked the property as vacant. And so Deal Machine has that API connection. How I know this: David Lecco, the founder of Deal Machine, is one of my best friends. He lives in Austin, Texas. He races cars. I have a Corvette that's decked the hell out. Race that damn car too. And guys, I'm telling y'all, this thing has not left my garage in over like a year. I have not drawn it out because it's vanity. I have a friend who owns a what do you call it? What kind of business is it? I'm sorry, a nonprofit. So the only time that this car leaves my garage is to take cancer kids to the movies. That's it. Okay. And so that's what I use this car for now. The foundation is called the Ferrari Kid if you guys want to donate to it. But that's my car that just sits here. Okay. I know that sounds crazy to have a freaking transformer that's just chilling in the garage, but I got to give y'all a proof of concept. But yeah, the Ferrari Kid, look it up. It's a free thing. You guys can donate money to it. Kids that are terminally ill, they get taken out to movies, and Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and my Corvette is one of the vehicles that chauffeurs these children that are on their last days. And guys, I make nothing for doing that. I make nothing for doing that. I'd love for you guys to donate to it. You can look up the Ferrari Kid on Google, and it's the only foundation that I'm a part of that my vehicle is being donated to every other year. Okay. So let's go into this. I'm going back to the filters now. The filters are number 1, single family. Okay. 100K to 400K, more than 2 bedrooms and 1 bathrooms. I like for my contacts to have a phone number, and then the quick filter here, which is vacant homes, absentee, and tired landlords. So again, the vacancy part, just so that you guys can see that, that's just USPS saying that the property is vacant. All right. The tired landlord part means that they're over the age of 65 and have owned a house for a minimum of 15 years that they're not currently living in. So that's what a tired landlord filter is. They're over the age of 65. They've owned a house for 15 years. They've never lived in it. It's not an indicator that they might want to sell, but 15 years of owning a rental property, let me tell you something that does something to the brain. Okay. Now, the last filter that I like is absentee. That means that they own that rental property and it confirms that they do not live there. So tired landlord owns a rental property. They don't live there. They're over the age of 65. Property they've owned for over 10 years, 15 years, and the house has been verified to be vacant by USPS. Guys, that's a lot of different things. And this is a great list for any of you guys to call. I'm almost positive that some of you guys are guaranteed to get a deal on something like this. So we have the absentee owner, tired landlord, vacant homes. Just want to make sure that everybody has this. Y'all can screenshot that if you'd like. And we have 423 prospects. That's how big your list should be. You don't got to go any further than that, man. If you do, you're crazy. You really don't need to do that much. So that's one list that I can guarantee that you guys can get a deal from just from this software. I promise you. And what I love about this conversation, you're either going to talk to somebody who has a rental property for sale, or two, they have a whole portfolio of properties to sell, or three, well, I'm going to say four different scenarios because the guy's over 65. First one, they have a property for sale. Second one, they have a portfolio for sale. Third one, you're dealing with an estate and the person who owns this vacant property is deceased. And then the fourth one, you got a cash buyer now, man. You get what I'm saying? And so, like, dude, like, if they don't want to sell, they own rental properties, bro. They might want to buy, right? So why not convert from every angle? So I say that this list is one of the best lists that you can market to because you get both sides of the spectrum here. You get the side where they want to sell, or you get the side where they want to buy, right? Both of them are win-wins. Am I right? Drop one in the comments if you're hearing me today. Come on. I'm blowing my nose real quick, guys. So this is why I go after this list. This is why I think that this list is one of the best lists that you can market to because you get both sides of the spectrum, either cash buyer or seller, portfolio seller. Bro, you can get a great deal doing it this way. Okay. So that's list number one. We just built that one that's in Tarrant County. Let's go ahead and move on to the second one. So, second list that I like, and I think that these are nicer, sometimes meaner conversations. Let's clear all of these filters and start from scratch. So let's switch markets. Let's go to another one. Who has a market for me? Anything. Let me just build a list in your market real quick. Let's see. Oh my God. Okay, cool. Florida. I like Florida. What part of Florida, Corey? May. Okay, let's look that up. Let's move to Florida. Florida. Let's run it. I've also heard that people in Florida don't claim that rapper. Here we go. Okay. Kissimmee, Florida. City. Dang, dude. Bro, you're telling me that you live next to all these places where you can fish? Come on, bro. Where's the invite? You know I have a boat, Corey, right? We could have been on the water this whole time. Bro, you live in water. Where are the houses? Look at all these lakes everywhere. Dude, if I lived here, I wouldn't get anything done. I would have to be a real estate investor on the water. By the way, guys, if you ever want my time, take me fishing, okay? And I'll teach you everything that I know, bro. Like I will stop whatever I'm doing for fishing. So let's run this again, right? We're gonna do single family here, and we're gonna do price points. If this is Florida, so the prices are probably worth more than what we were doing in Dallas. So I'm gonna say 800K is gonna be my minimum, and just that alone is gonna be pretty crazy. So I'm just considering all of the things that I'm looking at. You know what I mean? We got an international airport of Orlando here. So this is right next to Universal Studios, probably a lot of tourist attractions. I'm going to assume that houses are valued between minimum 100K, 800K. And I think that that's a very, very great place to start at. I'm going to do the same thing again. We're going to do 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. We're going to do our quick filters as well. Again, we want our contacts to have phone numbers. Confirm. So this is a list that sometimes is not available in every market on Deal Machine. It depends on where Deal Machine got the data, if I'm being honest. Okay. And so, like, this is the second list that I would build for my marketing business. If I'm going to begin cold calling today, this is going to be the second one that I'm going to reach out to. And I go after this one a lot, y'all. So the first thing that we're going to do is see if people are signed up for seniority here. So just senior owners, let's see what it produces here on the bottom right. Pray to God that we get something. So I want y'all to know this, right? So why is a senior owner even a lead that you should go after? Because when the age of 65 happens, you see the health declines or plans start to change. You start realizing that you're in the almost the fourth quarter of life, right? So I mean, there's a lot that can happen at the age of 65. Decisions, big ones are made around this time frame as far as what's going to happen with you and when you decide to leave this place, right? And so a lot of people will go and they'll want to get first, let's get all of the benefits of being 65, right? Do I have anybody that's 65 here? Praise you, man. I'm not talking down on you, I swear. But if you are 65 and you're here, that's awesome because you're still getting after it and you're still in this business. So the way I look at it, right? You want all the benefits of being 65 because you made it. So what do? You go and you file for seniority because once you get your senior card, that gives you free meals, discounted lunches, that gives you, I mean, there's just a lot of benefits to it, is what I'm saying, right? So then most people, what they'll do is the first thing that they go after is their tax break. They don't want to pay property taxes uh, all the time, or they want a deduction on their property taxes. So when you're a senior owner, you can go down to the county and you can file for seniority. When you do that, it's going to be a huge tax break. It's going to take about like maybe 40% off the top. So if your tax bill has been about $3,000 every single month, congratulations, your new tax bill is $1,600 a month. And that's how cool that this thing can get. All right. And so that's why people file for seniority. Now, that also is an indicator for individuals like you and I, for somebody who may be possibly interested in selling a house. Okay. And so why? Is because health does not get better after 65. You have to maintain or it declines. That's just the reality of it. Okay. And so you take that into account. Now, there is laws that in certain states abide by this, and maybe you might be living in one. A lot of them are non-disclosure states, right? And I think we have people from all over. Let me know where you're from in the comment section, just because I know that we got people from everywhere, right? So, like, I'll give you an example in Texas, North Carolina, Florida, a bunch of different states like this. If you are in these places, when somebody reaches over the age of 65 and they go down to the tax office and they file for seniority, the tax the tax office, the state, the city that you live in, right, cannot take your property away from you for non-tax payments because you're a senior now. So when you become a senior citizen, write this down. When you become a senior citizen, in certain states, the city or the state cannot take your property away from you for non-tax payments. So what does that happen? What happens most of the time? A lot of seniors, when they retire, they decide that they're not going to, work anymore. So they have like a specific amount of money that they sanctioned off to live off of for X amount of years. Well, when the taxes come up, that takes from that money. But when you find out that the city or state can't take your property away for non-tax payments, a lot of seniors that I know of will let that tax bill pile up. And so then it'll go 3 or 4 or 5 years without paying taxes. And now those taxes, they have to be paid at some certain extent. Now, this is the thing. When that senior owner passes away, okay, when that senior owner passes away, those taxes roll back to next of kin. So, if Eli inherits the property of the individual who passed away that owned those property taxes, Eli inherits the house, ownership is updated. The city will now call all of those taxes due. And let me tell you guys something about property taxes. They're non-negotiable. Okay. So if you don't pay that amount of money up front, they're taking the property away from you. The only thing that you can do is put them on a payment plan. Now, if you put them on a payment plan, you're still obligated to pay the full amount and the year. So, like, again, you got to pay the year still at the end of the year, plus whatever you're behind added to that balance until you're paid off and zeroed out. And so, again, what happens when that goes down? A lot of times when somebody passes away, right? They just leave the house behind. Some people, they die without a will. They die without any type of probate or heirship done. That tax bill got to be paid. And sometimes it racks all the way up, $50,000, $60,000 in taxes. So you get somebody that's behind $50,000, $60,000 in taxes. Who here has $50,000, $60,000 they want to throw toward a property that they're inheriting from grandma and grandpa? When grandma and grandpa didn't pay their property taxes, I got my own house. I'm not going to want to pay grandma and grandpa's property taxes when I'm paying my own property taxes, right? And that's a lot of people's situations. Not everybody's just making millions of dollars out there in Florida. There's a lot of people that are just living 9 to 5, paying bill to bill. I don't want to pay my grandma and grandpa's property tax bill. I'd rather just sell the property off and get what I can for it. That's most people. That's just how it is. And so the senior list Why is it important to go after seniors? Is because you get this type of indicator that the taxes might not be paid. And so, how can we do this even further? Let me share my screen. I love giving concept, guys. I know that I'm going into list building, but I really wanted to spend this hour building lists with you guys because without good leads, it just doesn't make sense. We're going to combine this with tax delinquent properties and match all. So these are senior owners, right, in Kissimmee, Florida, that are over the age of 65 and have not paid their property taxes. Look at that, y'all. We have 25,000 results of people not paying their property taxes to the over the age of 65. Fire, fire. Now let's stack this on top of it, make it even better. I want these houses to be vacant. Now I know that a senior owned it, the home was vacant, and they owed taxes against the property. So let's make sure that this is something that works. Sometimes, guys, deal machine bugs out, but this number should be changing right now. For some reason, it's not. Oh, this is why. Let's match all. Senior owners, tax delinquent, vacant houses. You got 5 leads that are on this list. That's crazy. I mean, even that alone, I would go after those 5 as a priority and build that out just to market to them specifically. But if we take away vacant, you still got a lot of senior owners that own properties that are tax delinquent here. This stack alone, just these two, could be your first deal. And it's only 406 records. So we're going to build this list, confirm build. This is going to be the second list that we're building. Everybody got these numbers down, right? We got the senior owner, tax delinquent, single family homes, 100K to 800K, 2 bedroom, 1 bath more, and then phone numbers on my properties. That's what I need right now because we're going to be calling these things. So this is list number 2, y'all, in Kissimmee, Florida. Now let's go into the third one, guys. Let's go into the third one. Give me a market, y'all. Hampton County. All right, let's run it. My dude Rich was on it. He said he knows what's coming up. He dropped his county before I even asked. All right, Hampton. Let's do it. Okay, Hampton County. Let's run it. Hampton County. Hampton, MA. Okay. What is MA? I feel like I'm drawing a blank on that. Massachusetts. Okay, cool. Let's take a look. We're going to get rid of all of our filters again, clear these things out. We have 166,000 properties that are in this specific county from Springville, Westfield, Montgomery, Russell, Blandford. This is great. This is really great. Look at that, some crazy reservoir up here. I love looking at these places, man. You just learn so much about different areas. Like Boston's right there. I bet my guy probably talks like he's from Boston. All right, so we're in this. Let's go into this. Massachusetts. By the way, my Boston accent is horrible. Don't ever ask me to speak that again. All right. It just reminds me of that movie Ted about dating girls from Boston. Anyways, let's go into this. She's like, I forgot. Anyway, quick filters, property type, single family, price points. What seems to be the median here? That's what I kind of want to see. I don't know. That's the thing. I feel like what we need to do is kind of go into Zillow and look at that. But I mean, we're seeing some houses. We're looking at houses. What are they? Between 100 and 300. I think on the high end, 500. My guy that lives there in Massachusetts, what do you think the median household is over there? 250, 350? Rich? All right, cool. Let's run that then. I'm going to start the price point here at a minimum of 200,000. And then we're going to say, let's say 400,000 on the high end. So we'll stick at these numbers. It's probably going to take away a lot. We got 75,000 properties. I think you're on par. I think you're on par with it, Richard. I think this is exactly right. 2 or more. I don't mind if anything. I just don't want it to be a 1-1. I don't look for 1-1s. I just want them to have something going on. More, we're going to look for properties that have our phone numbers. Okay. So I'm going to do that. And then we're going to hit yes. Our quick filters for this, man. We're going to stack leads again here. Let's see. What should we build today? What should we build today? If there's a priority list that I would hit, I would say pre-foreclosures would be the one every single month, no matter what. Some of you guys are probably not closing your first deal because you're not hitting foreclosures every month, man. That's how I started. I think that anybody that jumps into the game should hit foreclosures. Now, I feel like we can get creative on this one and I can create a scenario. I don't know. I mean, we could. I don't know. Let's see. I'm wondering, Rich, are houses in here typically 2-story homes? Do they come with basements? I feel like you guys are so up north, right? So I would assume that there's like basements and properties. Oh yeah, Karina, for sure. But if it's hard, Karina, let me be honest. I think you got to switch your approach. You know, the message that I send out, this is just random game that I give throughout the calls for everybody. I'm going to do a Q&A at the end of this too. Whenever I'm doing foreclosures, I'm trying to buy properties. I do subject twos on foreclosures. Try this message if you're going to text them instead of calling them. I think a lot of people they send the same message, and that's probably why you're getting the same results. I instead of asking them to say, "Hey, your property's going into foreclosure. I'm trying to buy your house. I'd love to offer you cash." That's what everybody says. Or the second
Right.
would be like, hi, I'm interested in buying properties in your neighborhood. I'm a local investor, yada, yada, yada. If your message is any of these variations, switch this up and try this. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Seller, my name is Karina. I'd love the opportunity to pay your mortgage. Do you think you can get back to me so that we can have a conversation?
Oh, nice. I love that. This is the first I've been hearing that. I've been going hard for a while now, so I'll use that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, they're going to be more open to the conversation because you're asking to pay their mortgage, you know? And
Mhm.
this is great for subject to deals because if they're like, okay, well, I'd love for you to do that, I'd be like, all right, well, let's have a convo and I can tell you what it entails. Because if I'm gonna pay
Nice.
the mortgage, I'm gonna want to reinstate it and then give you some money to walk away and then take over. Now, sub twos can still be wholesale. I buy those. So like I don't buy them everywhere. I buy them in Texas. So if you're in Texas, then find them for me, please. And I'd be glad to pay you 15, $20,000 per sub two. You know, but my maximum out of pocket for sub two deals is 35 grand. So if any of you guys have a sub two deal, I'd love to take a look at it. But that reinstatement got to be at least below 20. That seller wants to walk away with at least five, and you got to want to walk away with like five or 10. Okay. So just gives you something to play with. Okay. But that's the message that I give to my homeowners that are going into foreclosure. Everybody says the same thing. Switch it up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll definitely try that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So let's create a list here. Let's create a list here. I want to do something. We want properties that are off market. So let's do off market here first. So it looks like houses are 2 stories here. Let's do property characteristics. Oh crap, almost did the wrong thing. Oh snap, I see. Okay. Let's do more. And then we want to add this. There should be property characteristics. I want these houses to have more than 1 story. Building style, A-frame, bungalow. Let's go back. Go back. Building style. Let's see. Property characteristics, tax foreclosure information, sale history, lien information. I want these houses to have a second mortgage. Loan type, second mortgage. Let's do second mortgage made to cover down payment and then confirm.
Did anybody else hear anything right now?
No, sir. It's frozen on my end too. I don't even see him no more.
Yeah, it's a blank screen for me.
I
I
just sent him a
lost his
message.
internet connection. That happened to me a few minutes ago.
The devil is trying to outwit him. But no, it will not go that way. He'll be back on.
Maybe the cleaner unplugged something.
Is anybody working on a deal right now? You want to chop it up?
Does anyone have his number to text him or like send him an invite back into the Zoom?
I don't think I have his number, but I just sent him a message on Messenger.
Oh, thank you. That's helpful. Well, I guess while we wait, I can tell you guys about my deal right now. I am just pulling like pre-foreclosures in Maricopa County, Arizona. I get them from the court directly. And I just been going hard from like December to present, and I have yet to sell to get a deal. But I've connected with sellers. Like I became like besties with one of them. We went to brunch. She ended up like selling to someone else. So it was kind of heartbreaking, but it's definitely a learning experience. Um, so yeah, it sucks, but
Some of those
just
will
still
still
trying to.
turn into deals later on.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping. They locked her up at like almost double what I was offering to buy her house for. And she tells me all the conversations she's had with all the other wholesalers that have approached her about her property and pre-foreclosure, and she's definitely 100% willing to sell. She obviously just wanted to go with the highest offer, but they're already trying to talk her down into reducing her price. Like they just locked it up like last week, and a weekend. They haven't paid their earnest money. They do have it in escrow, so the wholesaler is looking for a buyer, but he hasn't actually paid his earnest money, and he's already talking to her about like wanting to do a sub two deal with her or reducing the price. So it hasn't really been official yet. So I'm just still kind of like keeping in contact with her. Plus, like we get along so well. We talk like every single day and she tells me everything. So, regardless, I feel like it's just given me like more experience in getting comfortable and talking with sellers. So we'll just see where
Well,
that goes.
one of the challenges, Karina, is that in this space is that wholesalers will lock up the deal and can't
Mhm.
close the deal. Their goal is to take it away from other wholesalers, but then they can't get it done. And they're hoping that that is a negotiating tactic that they can use to strong arm the owner into going lower. Because that's, like these contracts give you an opportunity 30, 45, 60 days to, hold the
Mhm.
property. And then you go out there and you sell it to a bunch of people and they're like, no, I'm only going to pay this to pay that. So what you'll find is, it is great that you are building a rapport with her. What you'll find is that everyone will be coming back close to the number that you are actually offering because you took your time and did your due diligence and your homework. And so you may
Mhm.
in fact get it anyway. So, I've done several deals like that where a bunch of wholesalers, they come and offer a bunch of money and then they come back and it's like, we thought we could get you that, whatever. That's just the strategy that wholesalers use to lock it up. So I would make her
Right.
even aware of that.
I am. I'm giving her, so basically what it looks like to me is that, so her auction date is like 3 weeks away. And she's been in denial this whole time. But she obviously like came to her senses and she's definitely gonna be selling. But they wrote up her contract for the day of, up until like the close date is the day of the auction date. So I feel like they're gonna try to pressure her last minute to reduce her price right before the auction and then maybe try to find a buyer at that point. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen, but I'm just giving her my opinion. I'm telling her, I'm being fully transparent. I'm like, yeah, I'm interested in buying the property, but I also wanted to give you a heads up about like what other strategies people use here. So yeah, no, I definitely think that it's still a possibility, but even if it's not, I'm happy to just even keep in contact with her and hopefully it all works out for everyone at the end.
Yeah, I would just let her know at the end of the day. I would show her, if you haven't already, I would show her actually how you're coming up with the number. I would share
Mhm.
with her whatever comps you're using, whatever reasons that you're coming with this number. I would just show her that. Like, if
Right.
you, especially if you guys have this report, I would just say, look, this is what the market bears. I know you
Mhm.
want the max, but Miss Seller, I don't want to waste your time. This is what the market bears. Here's the different
Mhm.
Zillow, Redfin, deal, like whatever you're using to come up with that number. I would show it to her. And when
Yeah.
you talk about the transparency part, there's one thing about building a relationship that turns into a friendship. There's another thing when you treat it strictly as business. On the business side, this is what this market bears for your property.
Mhm.
Point blank, period, full stop.
Right.
And I personally, I wouldn't color the lines, right? Because what you may find is, and I'm not saying this for sure, but what you may find is she may come back to you and try to get you to find some room or whatever. And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's
And I'm happy
business,
to. Yeah. I could
right?
increase my offer by like 50K, but
No, I mean
yeah, no.
she may make you lower, try to lower your offer. She may try to do that too.
Yeah. And
Just
I
kind of
agree with that. I am still learning from communicating with them as a friend as opposed to like on the business side. I feel like I just am connecting with them and I become their friend. Like I'll take them to the grocery shopping if like they don't have a car or because I'm local. So it's like I do need to learn how to change that hat from like becoming their friend to just keeping it strictly business. But
right.
she is in pre-foreclosure, so she's getting calls left and right, and she's going through a divorce, and she knows she needs to sell. And she was
I
just
used to do door to
bombarded.
door sales. I used to do door to door sales many years ago when I was like in
Yes.
my teens. And
Mhm.
they used to tell us that you got to be really careful with those sellers that invite you in the house for cookies and juice and talk to you like the grandmom, and she talks to you and she shares every story and anything in the world with you, but in
Mhm.
turn she still doesn't sell to you. So
Right.
there's definitely a very important distinction between doing the song and dance, eat the cookies, drink, take them to the mall, and all this other stuff, to
Mhm.
understanding that you're in a business. And with all due
Right.
respect, I am not trying to say to you, don't build a friendship with someone that you feel genuinely you want to build a friendship with. I am
Mhm.
just saying if you're doing it because you think that it may give you edge, you may find out that it won't, because
Yeah,
the
and
two
I'm learning
things
that.
yeah, the two things are totally separate. And like I said, when I did those door to door sales, they
Mhm.
would invite you in for cookies, they would give you fucking drinks, they would tell you about their grandkids, but then they wouldn't sell to you. So just
Right.
be very, very like, just keep that in mind, right? Because the one thing I heard
Yes.
you say, and I apologize, I'm cleaning right now, so my camera's
Yeah,
not
go
on.
ahead.
But the one thing I heard you say was that um, you were really bummed out that that they didn't sell to you and they went under contract with this other wholesaler. The reality of it is we're not married to any deal.
Right.
I divorce him as soon as I even think about getting engaged to him if the numbers and things don't make sense. And you just have to operate with that piece because everybody wants to be friends. And listen, the other side to it is, and then I'll let Q, since the boss is back, I'll say this other part. The other side to it is, Karina, is that sometimes you're being used for information to give them leverage to
Right.
make a deal with you or someone else or just whatever. So you got to also be careful with the blurred lines in that regard too, just oversharing, giving too much. This is business. If you're not
Yes.
signing a contract with me, I'm not taking you to the mall and doing all that. And you can be a loving, kind, gentle person, and that's cool, Karina. But please, with all due respect, because I've done this since 2008, off and on, and I also done it in Arizona with Sean Terry and Flip the Freedom Academy, and I know how
Right.
that market is with all of those guys out there. Everybody is sharks and hungry, and their blood is in the water. Be
Right.
sweet, be kind, but at the same time, we're looking for a contract. We're looking to close a deal. So
Yes, and that's what I'm learning the hard way. I have spent so many hours, so much time building rapport with these foreclosure sellers that I'm just like, okay, let me just cut to the chase. Like, is this going to be a deal or not? And then if it's not, then, I just have to go on my way and go to the next lead. But yeah, I'm definitely learning that as I
yeah,
go along. I'm like a one man.
you have to learn sort of like you have to figure out your style with it, right? We're not looking to be too aggressive with trying to buy, but at the same time, in my opinion, we have to use a little bit of tact and a little bit of understanding. It looks like Q is dropping some stuff in there. So just understand that, like, you can be kind, you can be gentle because you want them to like you and respect you, and anything in sales, you want them to like you want them to trust you. All
Yeah.
of that's sales 101. However, it's a business. However, it's time involved and sometimes a lot of time. And so you gotta be able to know when to move on, know when to hold. It's
Right.
Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers
I
has a
agree.
song about gambling. It's called "Know When to Hold Them, Know When to Fold Them." And I use that song, that analogy, all the time with Kenny Rogers because at the end of the day, he's like, gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them,
Yes,
know
I
when to
totally
walk
agree with
away,
that.
know when
So
to
thank you
run.
so
You know what I'm saying? So you really gotta process in your mind. If you maybe should listen to that song. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run.
right.
He's talking about
Right.
gambling, but I use that same analogy because this shit is a gamble. With all due respect, I'm
Right.
sorry to keep going on. Q's back, but
No, you're
yeah,
good. And
I
I
would love
think
to
Quentin
connect
is
with you,
back.
Karina, and give you some more, some more tips and stuff. I know Arizona very well, so drop your info in the chat and we can connect. I'm sorry, I'm cleaning right now, and I'm
No,
a
you're
mess,
good.
so
I'm
forgive
gonna
me.
put my phone number. I've gotten a few questions. I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat, and it looks like Quentin is back, so you can take over.
Yeah, I love your energy and your spirit though. So you definitely got that part
Thank you.
together.
I'm
Yeah.
trying.
I want to challenge what Corey was saying because Corey has great knowledge and he's been doing this for a while too. And I love it. I can respect it. And he's not wrong in any way, but I also want to give you perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I've dealt with that before where I'm in a negotiation with someone and they're like, well, you know what? They're using me to make a decision somewhere else. And I can tell from the beginning when somebody is starting to do that, especially because I come with so much knowledge about the market and I come with all of these other different facets of the business, right? I get how to look at a deal from multiple angles. And so what the common thing that I get from motivated sellers, especially objections, and today we're going to talk about going over objections too, which is going to be a lot of fun. I get this all of the time. What separates you from this guy? Why should I sell you my house for the number that you're offering when this dude is offering more? Or let's say, you know what, I need time to think about it. Whenever I hear that, I already know that somebody else is in their ear, and that's fine too. So this is my thing. I got tired of trying to prove myself to people. And so rather than telling them why they shouldn't go with that other guy, I'll just let you make that decision. So what I do is I arm my customers with ammunition to fight off my competition. And so I tell him, I say, okay, what is this other guy offering you? And say, well, he's $5,000 more than you, and he's willing to close here within the next couple of weeks. I say, interesting, based on all of the things that I've been able to kind of gather from you today. Wish you would have told me that at the beginning, but I'll tell you what, I'm not trying to convince you as to why you should go with me over that person over there. What I will do is I'll hook you up with something and you can use this with that other person. So I give him this thing, right? It's called a buyer's questionnaire form. It's questions that you should ask your home buyer. So I'm going to pull it up real fast so that everybody here can see it. I'll tell you what, Mr. Seller, if you want to go and see if that person's the real deal, this is what I'll ask you to do. Ask them every single question on this thing here. And if they skip over their word, not have any confidence, don't say the right thing, I want you to know that you do not have somebody who's legitimate. Okay, so how much money can I get at closing? How soon can I get the money? Do you have proof of funds? Are you a real company or are you a wholesaler? What would my house sell for as is with an agent? Do I need to come up with any money when I sign? Do you pay closing costs or will I pay them? What do other cash buyers offer? Can you tell me how you establish the value of my home? What are your closing costs? What do they include? What are the advantages of selling my house for cash? If I decide that I want to sell it myself, will you recommend a realtor? How much time will I have to move out? If you're borrowing money to buy my house, are you guaranteed to get the loan? May I see the approval letter from the lender that you are working with that states that you can establish that amount of money to purchase my home? You see what I just did?
Yes.
Now, if my seller comes to my competition with these questions and they are unable to answer them, well, I'm going to tell you that that person is already not somebody who's legit. So I'm going to go ahead and go even further. I'll tell you what, Mr. Seller, I want to do this. I'll print out this coupon. I'll give it to you. This is something you can redeem from me. Sell your house fast. I guarantee that I can meet or beat any legitimate competitor or offer to pay you $500 or $1,500 at the time of closing on your sale. My competitor must be an active cash buyer in my market, must be able to show proof of funds, and we must be given the opportunity to match or beat the offer presented by said competitor. If we cannot meet or beat the competitor's offer, our guaranteed funds are redeemable at competitors' funding on the sale of your property. You can add this amount of money to your HUD statement as a bonus. I promise you, this is how you're going to be able to, this systematic form of psychology is called a irresistible guarantee. It's meaning that I'm giving you ammunition to fight off my competition, one, and then two, I'm allowing you to have give me the authority. I'm allowing you to give me the authority to meet or beat that person's offer. So now my offer is not off of the table anymore. Now, this is level 10 negotiation stuff that I'm talking about today. This is not something that I recommend that anybody just jump in and start implementing. It comes with the space. It comes with experience because you might be wholesaling and I don't know what your primary strategy is, but try that.
Wholesaling.
I gave you guys everything inside of the chat so that y'all can use it. Those are my buyer questionnaire forms. Another thing too, man, I'm big on presentation, dude. I'm big on presentation. So like all of my contracts, all of my agreements, everything has my company logos on it. Oh, go ahead. Oh, you're popping it? Oh, that's funny. All of my paperwork, all of my contracts, my assignment of contracts, my flyers, the business cards that I have, everything. I spent a lot of money legitimizing myself. And guys, Canva's your best friend. If you're still sending a black and white contract, I'm already beating you, dude. In my purchase agreements, I have everything outlined as to how I like to purchase properties. And in my purchase agreements, you can check out my information on my companies anytime that you want because I have it like in writing. I know for a fact that selling your property is a big deal. I don't want to undermine what that authority looks like. But whenever I'm sending an agreement, I take my contract and I put my company information on it. These are my company colors, black and gold. This contract is to purchase a piece of real estate. It's my seller, so they can input their information here. Me as buyer, I put my information here, property address, title company, and then the links to all of our social media where you can see testimonies, link to my website so you can see that I'm legitimately buying houses, company logo here on every single agreement. This is even on my assignment agreements, on my joint venture agreements. If you're still sending out black and white contracts, I'm already ahead of you, man. Don't look like what everybody else does. If you look like what everybody else does, you're going to have what everybody else has. And so again, if you're legitimate and you're trying to make yourself legitimate, it starts also internal with your brand too. What are your company colors? What's your company logo? What's your company website? All of these things can be built on Fiverr for like pennies. If you have like $100, you can get a website built now. And so, guys, I don't share that contract. That's from my company. I saw Zhang, you wanted a copy of it. I won't do that, but you guys can at least see it on this call, what it looks like. But I would recommend that you guys build your own. If you have just a normal contract, 2-pager, 3-pager, throw it in there and start making this work for yourself, you know? Let's see, Rigo, newcomers. Rigo, there's no reason why you can't have all of that. You can download all of this stuff for free on Facebook groups. Go to the file section in any Facebook group. Literally, I'm just going to show you. Okay, can you send me the payment? Thank you. Look, go to Facebook group here, Quentin, and then let's go to real estate cheat codes. This is my Facebook group that I got. Free 99. You go to file section here. Everything that you need, all your contracts, paperwork, scripts, books, subject to agreements, letter of intent, non-disclosure agreements, LLC operating information, memorandum agreements, release of affidavit of memorandum agreements, power of attorney, buyer questionnaire, list providers, motivated sellers. I'm sorry, y'all, but this is like, okay, I'll give it, I'll pay in a minute. Uno momento, por favor. Thank you. Everything that you need to do all of this is here. Okay. So like there's no excuse. If you're brand new, you're a newcomer, you know anything about this, the resources are in your face. So you guys are more than welcome to join the group. I'm at 26,000 members. I built that group about 8 years ago. So it's still flying. I'm also going to be the new owner to the Wholesaling Houses Elite Freedom Group, which I think was where a lot of you guys are at now. The owner of that group is my friend Jose. He used to be a moderator in my group. I'm buying that group from him. So you guys are going to be getting a lot of calls like this, free calls like this every week from me. So that's going to be super cool. I'm putting a big bag in that man's pocket for this group, y'all. So, I mean, I know a lot of you guys are coming from this group. It means a lot to have y'all here. But Karina, I hope that gives you some perspective on how you can handle these types of objections. We'll go over objection stuff like that too. I still got plenty of time with you guys. I still want to hang out with y'all for another hour. So I'll take you off of the pin thing. But guys, it takes a lot of balls to do what Karina's doing, man. A round of applause for her, dude. Honestly, dude. There's one thing I like about Karina is that she has the charisma. She has the gift of gab. She's been doing this. It's all a consistent thing, man. So round of applause for Karina for stepping out of her comfort zone, being vulnerable on this call, and talking about some issues that she has with her business. It takes a lot to do that, especially in front of an audience, you know? So really, Karina, I pray blessings over your business. God's going to be working through your life. And you're here for a reason, you know what I mean? And we're meeting now in this moment for that reason. I'd love to have you in my group. It's 7 days to join for free. I'll drop the link to it if you didn't already save it. But yeah, guys, round of applause for Karina, man. She's awesome. So let's jump back into the curriculum, guys. I'm sorry, my cleaning lady was cleaning over here, and yeah. Anyways, I got the
I
internet
said
back.
that's what happened.
Yeah, we're back though. We're back. Okay, so we're jumping into this, y'all. Free Facebook group, free resources, no excuse from here. Okay, so let's jump back into Deal Machine where we're here building a list. So I already went ahead and built the criteria for that. I think what was the market that we were in? I forgot. Damn, it was in Massachusetts, right? It was in MA something. What was it? Massachusetts. It was a crazy name for a market.
County,
What was it?
Hampton,
Hampton. That's right. How do you spell that?
Hamton.
Hamton. That's it? Really?
It's
Okay.
Hamden.
Oh,
Hamden.
Yep.
Hold on. I know somebody
I
just.
wrote it down wrong. Sorry.
Hold on, we're going to it right now. Hampden.
Yep.
What a weird name for a county. Okay, Hampden. There we go. And then MA. We're back here. All right, let's do the county. Okay, we're back in this game, y'all. Let's rebuild. Third list. We're back in it. Third list. Let's get it. I want to make some calls, man. We're going to do this. So more than one, more than two. Average median price, I think I remember, was between 200 minimum, right? We think we had 200 minimum here. And then we're going to go up to 400 for a sweet spot. Property type, we're doing single family. All right. This one, guys, let's have some fun. I wanted to do 2-story homes, so I was looking for that here, but I guess that's not in here somewhere. So what I do want, guys, is for houses to, let's see. How can we do this? How can we make something happen here? Owner type. I want to get creative for you guys. I just don't know how creative I want to get. Let's see. Bacon, adjustable, cash buyers, free and clear, low equity, tax delinquent, pre-foreclosures, upcoming auctions, tired landlords, probates. Honestly, just hitting this alone is fire. 12 properties currently in probate. That's something to do. There's 12 houses to reach out to. I mean, I would hit that just because. Let's go back. Okay, let's do it this way. Out of state owner. So we know that they don't live there. They live out of state. And then empty nester. Match all. 32. So for y'all that might not know, properties whose owners are 50 years or older and have no children currently living in the household, these individuals could be in the empty nester stage of life, often considering downsizing or lifestyle changes. So based on indicators, that's what we're looking for. What makes this even better is that the people who own the houses live out of state. So these are owners that own the property that live elsewhere. So they probably bought the house for their kid and their kid no longer lives there and they're just paying a mortgage. So this is a great list to build. This is going to be list number 3 right here. I'd say that these are great. These are great. Now, guys, I know I was talking about Deal Machine earlier. I kind of want to go over this with y'all. So I'm just going to do like a brief overview of this, right? So I went ahead and I pulled a bunch of leads. Now, first and foremost, you have a dashboard. Your dashboard is going to tell you how many leads you got, how many that you're marketing to, how many of them you can follow up with. Over here on news and updates, they do meetings every week, guys. If you have no idea how to use the software, they have a podcast. On top of that, they do, live trainings. It's very hands-on. I love it. You can see how many calls you're making and how many direct mail pieces that you're sending. So I'd be sending out direct mail using this platform too, which is really cool. In the map section, this is the list builder, which is new. Now, if y'all don't know that Deal Machine, you can now build your list and export leads. That is new. Primarily, this comes with a free app. The app on your phone will allow you to drive for dollars and look up houses in your neighborhood. Some of you guys might be in this group. You might be thinking, well, Q, I'm not the type that just can sit in front of a desk all day and call people. I want to go out and I want to look at houses. Well, cool. This can give you the routes. You see, on Deal Machine, you can load up the app, look up properties that are in distress and drive to them, and it'll map out the route for you for maximum productivity to save time. So that's part of your map feature. Now, if you don't got time for that, you can also virtual drive for dollars. On Google, y'all, on Google, there is a Chrome extension that you can add to your Google Chrome device. Let me see if I can find it here. And it's for Deal Machine. So manage extensions and then look it up. Deal Machine. Oh, let's see, Deal Machine. I think that's it. Oh, I think these aren't. Oh, I gotta search for them. Where'd they go? Developer mode, extensions. These are my extensions that I have, but we want to get new ones. New extension. Where would that be? If you guys go to the Google extension store, I mean, you can literally go to Google and just look that up. Extensions or Google Chrome, boom. And then there's a Chrome store here. It's free 99. Type in Deal Machine. Search. Where did it go? Well, it was here. There was an extension. The Deal Machine Chrome extension might actually be on the website. No worries. Either way, so Deal Machine Chrome extension allows for you to virtual drive for dollars. And that's one of the really cool features is that you could just drive through Google and start adding properties to Deal Machine. Okay, so let's go back here real quick. We're in Hampton still. We have all these property filters. I just built the list. In your leads tab is going to be where all of your leads are. I don't expect you to have 122,000 leads. I expect you to operate on a frugal standpoint of all of these different lists that we just built in this session. We have 3 different variations of lists, one with 32 leads, one with 406 leads, and then one with 423 leads. All of these are fire lists to go after to begin cold calling. Now, the platform itself also comes with a dialer. So I can highlight my 20 leads that I want to call first. Once I hit the call sequence, it's going to begin calling them in sequence, lead by lead. And if we go to, let's say, we want to like send direct mail to all of these leads. So these are Tarrant County absentee owner. We can start our mail process. So I can send postcards myself, or I can input my own postcard template. But the templates are very straightforward, y'all. We could do any of these different types of templates. There's a default one, but we can import our own inside of Mail Center. So go to Mail Center here. You can look up how many letters are being sent out, right? So I just sent 25 pieces of mail, charged me 14 bucks. These are the pieces of direct mail that I just recently sent out. They'll all be here for me. So far, 125 pieces of direct mail went out. I got some people calling in from all over the place, which is really cool. And you can look at your mail queue as well, how many letters are being sent out. It's 50 cents a postcard. Really cool to do just on the fly, right? So like Mail Center here, you can import your own, right? So we go to Mail Center, then postcards. We can create a new design. I want a new 6x9 postcard. We're gonna do this one here. Is this property for you? I'm interested in purchasing your property. We can just load this one, select this design, and then I can literally change whatever I want about it. I can add my address, add my phone number, whatever I want, add different layers, add different signatures, save design,
Nothing, going to sleep.
and boom. Here. We can create direct mail out of thin air. So yeah, now we have our designs. So again, let's go back to Mail Center here. Go back to our leads. We have a few lists open. This one right here was 32 leads in total. This one's 406. This one's 426. I'm just going to select 25 of these leads. We're going to start mail. Back. Oh, I think it just bugged out on me. Let's refresh. Oh yeah, back in, okay, go back to leads. Open my list. Let's do this third one here. I'm gonna select 25 of the batch. Boom. And then we're gonna start mail. I'm gonna send out my new postcard. Loading estimate on what this is gonna cost. 17 bucks for that. Let's run it. You can add credits to your Deal Machine account here in your account statement. So I'm using some of my credits. I got $795 left for Deal Machine. And that's pretty much what I'll use. So that's going to be sending out direct mail to all of these motivated sellers. You can go into now the mail queue, look up postcards again or mail sequences inside a Mail Center. And you can see all of the mail that is scheduled to be sent out. And it's taking the pictures of the property and putting it there. My phone number is going to be on the other side of this so they can get a hold of me. And yeah, now we're sending out postcards. So very simple software to use. I love it. You can also take these leads and task them and create follow-ups too for yourself. So you can schedule follow-ups to call back sellers that are possibly interested in selling. And once I hit the dialer thing, y'all, we can start calling immediately. But these are my 3 lists, okay? So guys, this has so far been such a huge thing. Now we can call from Deal Machine or we can call from another software. Now, Deal Machine comes with a dialer. It's part of your subscription. For my guys that are balling on a budget, that might be where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? So you don't got to break the bank account. You can start with Deal Machine and then kind of scale it up as you go. So dialers are very great softwares to use because they expedite the process of dialing out. They expedite the process. So a dialer that I use for my business is Batch Dialer. And it's this one right here. So guys, I mean, this is an insane software to use, y'all. This will make 3 calls at one time. You can create multiple campaigns inside of it. Currently, I have 15 active campaigns of leads that I am calling. We have contacts too, so I can upload all of my leads to this and then import them into different cycles of marketing. I have 49,000 in mine. You can get leads and import them here if you subscribe to the leads list plan. If you don't have leads, you can get leads every month. You can create new users for everything. So like if you want more than one person calling out, it's $120 per seat, just FYI. Then your phone system are all of your phone numbers and which ones are still valid, which ones aren't. So it's checking the reputation and health of your phone numbers. So right now I'm calling from like 60 different phone numbers and I'm recycling them. So you can look up how many of them are on the do not call list. You can look up how many are coming in from the inbound calls. Your IRV will be like your voice recording and then your call results that are here. And then you can look up your reports. So like in reports, we can look at the numbers that were called, scheduled reports as well for past reports. I can kind of like schedule this on how fast I want to go, like how far I want to go back and see what the productivity has been in dashboard. We can look at how many agents are logged in. And this is the main thing. We can see how many outbound calls were made, how many calls were connected. Guys, this is on one call session, mind you. All right. So my guy was only an hour and 20 minutes on the dialer calling people, actual phone calls. He made 429 phone calls in a 5 hour radius, connected to 209 people. The average call duration was 14 seconds. Average wait time between calls was 23 seconds. This is insane. So he's calling 2 calls per connect. So that's really good. Means he's connecting to 2 people at a time. I have the dialer set up to make 3 calls at one time. So you take your list, import it in here, and you can plow through this thing. Now I have this thing connected to Jarvis. Jarvis is my CRM that I use for my business. So this is where all of the leads go. So this is my company. It's called Infinity Cash Offer. This is where you can have all of your leads and contacts. This is, I don't expect y'all to have 2.1 million people that you're marketing to. My business is crazy. I've been doing this for a while. But anytime a lead comes in, they get dropped here and we update them and tag them with where they came from. We also have a calendar so we can book follow-up messages for people. In the conversations tab, we have AI automation for individuals that might be interested in selling. So some of these conversations, guys, are literal AI having a convo. So let me show you this one real fast. This one's really cool. This was back in a deal that we closed in February. No, it was in March. It was in March. So let me show you what this looks like real quick. This is an automation. So I sent out the first text message. This is me. Hey, Tamara, it's Q. I'm interested in paying your mortgage. Like I was telling you, Karina, right? Is this something you'd like to hear more about? And then I put up a sequence so that the next day it would leave a voicemail. This is what it sounds like. Hi, how are you doing? My name is Quentin. I drove by your property this morning and I'm interested in making you an offer on that house. I'd love the opportunity to talk with you. Looks like I miss you, but if you're getting this voicemail, I hope this message finds you well. You can reach me back to this number. And if I don't hear from you here within the next hour or so, I'll probably send you a text message. Anyways, God bless you so much. Thank you for considering my call and I'll talk with you soon. That's automated, by the way. I had already pre-recorded that voicemail on a platform called Vocaroo. So Vocaroo is like a voice recording thing. You can do it online. Hi, how you doing? My name is Quentin. I drove by your property. I'm interested in making you an offer on this house. I'd love the opportunity to get connected with you. It's very important that I hear from you. The time is of the essence, if I'm being honest. Again, my name is Quentin Flores. I'm the owner of Infinity Cash Offer here in San Antonio, Texas. We want to help you in your situation. It's imperative that you call me back. If I don't hear from you within the next 2 hours, I'll probably call you back again at noon. I'll talk with you soon. I'm available. Call me as soon as you get this. Thank you. Hi, how you doing? My name is Quentin. I drove by your property. I'm interested in making you an offer on this house. I'd love the opportunity to get connected with you. It's very important that I hear. So that's it. And then you save and share and you can download that file and it'll be redeemable up here at the top. And then you take that and import it into your marketing sequence inside of Jarvis. So that's all I did was I inputted that there. So this is a sequence of me touching them. So I sent the original message out on the 11th of February. It dropped a voicemail automatically, texted them an hour after receiving it. Hey, did you get my voicemail? And then bugged them the following day. They got back to me the day after Valentine's Day. I said, don't mean to bug, would like to have a convo about the property. If you're not interested, it's all good. Send in love and prayers. I try to sound as normal and human as possible. And then I got the message back. We are selling the house. You see this little thing here, these stars? That's the AI. I was not messaging this person back. Got it. What's got you thinking about selling? I'll be in Converse Saturday, February 22nd, selling as is 230. I'm trying to sell off that day. The house will be auctioned off March 3rd. Thanks for the details. Sounds urgent. Any repairs needed on the property? AI again. And, I can mark what the AI responses was. I can talk about their response, their prompt and their intent. I can make it even more intricate. You see these different responses: personality, casual but direct, no overly formal phrases, no fluff, to the point, mirrors seller's language and energy, tone adjustments. Hello, how can I assist you today? Hey, what's got you thinking about selling? I understand your concern. Avoid, I would like Would you like me to schedule a follow-up call, casual and direct? You're a bot for Quentin Flores' wholesaling real estate based business, built to qualify leads and set appointments for a callback. Your main goal is to filter motivated sellers and serious buyers while keeping the conversation sharp, casual, and to the point. The purpose and role. This bot is designed to qualify motivated seller leads while engaging, ask qualifying questions. I gave it everything that you can think of. And there's chat history too, so you can see where the bot was responding. So yeah, really cool things that you can do with the bot. I really like how it did. So I'll up that. The feedback will be received. It makes the bot even better. The more that you thumbs up its responses, you thumbs down what you don't like it saying, and it'll move away from doing that and think of a more intricate way to respond. Money's is still owed on it. How soon do you want to close? ASAP. March 3rd, it's getting auctioned off. If we can close in 14 days, cover closing costs, would you be interested? Yes, I'm interested. Perfect. Let's set up a quick call. Now it's scheduling a call based on my calendar. Said I can talk now. I can't talk. I set up a call immediately, but I'll let the team know that you're available after 5 on Monday. We reach out to confirm. Yes, thanks. This gave me a notification to my phone, and I came and took over. You see the QF? That's me. That's my VA, really, but it's me. Hey, Quentin. Hey, good morning. I can call today at 5 p.m. This is Quentin. I will talk soon. Boom, opportunity created. And this is all of the seller's information. We closed on this deal, and I made a little over, I think, $10,000 on this one. I forgot to add that there, so we'll update that. So there's that. This is a CRM. So guys, it's not only a CRM, but it's a texting tool that uses AI to qualify leads. I want to show y'all this because I built this myself. This is not some crazy developer. This is your boy with 11 years of a real estate experience building a software. I jumped into this space about 4 years ago, and it's been in production, and I barely launched it a year ago. So this is still very fresh, and I don't have a lot of users yet. But if you guys are interested in this, it's justjarvis.com. This is AI. I'm using AI. So I know a lot of you guys are probably at your job right now, or maybe you have other things that you could be doing on a Saturday. This is a great tool for you to send out text messages every day and AI qualify them and then send you email notifications and text messages when you have someone who's actually interested in selling. That way, your time can be focused on bringing the bread home at the job or the main hustle, while this thing's still working in your favor and you're able to have quality conversations. Guess how much that text message campaign costed me? I sent out 1,000 text messages, $10. It cost me maybe $3 in my AI replying, $13, and I made $10,000. $13 and I made $10,000. I'm gonna repeat that. $13 and I made $10,000. Now I could be also adding the subscription. It's $97. That's it, right? So what? $113 to make $10,000. Who here would spend $113 to make $10,000? Say I. I mean, come on, it's like a no-brainer, right? And so, guys, I take the leads that I get from the dialer and I dump them in here. And this is how I can like kind of tag them and keep track of them. You can do all of this in Deal Machine. Now, truthfully, if you're on a budget and you're like, Q, 120 is all I got, Deal Machine, Deal Machine, Deal Machine, Deal Machine. That is the only platform that you need. That is the wholesaler's multi-tool that you would keep in your back pocket. All right. And so again, I'm only saying this from experience. If you want to ramp this thing up and really make it happen, these are the 3 softwares that I'm suggesting. Deal Machine for leads, because you get 10,000 skip trace leads every month. The dialer, batch dialer, so you can cold call massively. And then the third one, which is a CRM to stay organized. You got these 3 things, congratulations, you got a full-blown business. It's just learning the softwares and learning how to integrate them and bring them all together. That would be the next piece, okay? And so, guys, I hope y'all are getting value from that. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all what the AI tool could do. That is a whole game-changing thing. Everybody that's joining, by the way, yeah, it comes with everything. Paul, Jarvis is fully operational. It comes with everything. So if you're really wanting to get it, just DM me. I saw that you joined the group, by the way, man. It's super dope to have you. You can message me on there and we can have a conversation. I can hop on the phone call with you as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. Now, we have the tools. We know what we need, right? We talked about the mindset. Now we talked about the tools. Few things that I think that are necessary is a cold calling script. You're going to need one of those, right? So let me go ahead and give y'all mine. We're going to go over it together just so that we can kind of have this together, you know, and just really do this. I gave y'all all of my books earlier. I'm going to give y'all my company's cold calling script. I call it the Infinity Gauntlet script. I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to share it into the group chat. And where are we at? Boom. And then we are here. Everyone in the meeting. Okay. First thing is the script. Second thing that I'm going to give to you guys is insane. It is literally insane that I'm doing this right now because I built this thing from the ground up. This is a list of all of my objections. Guys, you download, don't make a copy. Download. I'm going to put that in here. Download. Do not make a copy. Okay? Everybody understand that? Download, do not make a copy. It's very simple to download. File, download. Microsoft Word, boom. It's yours. All right? Guys, these are all of my seller objections. There's over 300 of them. I've been hit with over 300 seller objections in my whole career, and there's a response for every single freaking one. I've been cold calling for so long. I don't think that any of you guys can catch me off guard on a cold call, like at all. I'd even challenge it. Matter of fact, I'd give one of y'all $1,000 if you can knock me off my game on a cold call. And that's a crazy thing for me to say. All right. But like, this is every objection that you need, period. Now in Jarvis, I trained my robot on all of these objections and I took it even further. This is my basic objection master list. I have one that has over 1,000 objections. Okay. There's even some that involve race. There's some that involve realtors. There's some that involve novations, subject to, lease options, wraparound mortgages, flips, subtails, wholetails, sub twos, death twos, every type of freaking deal that you can think of, there's an objection for it. And I have a master one that I've loaded into Jarvis that is pre-qualified for leads. So that's something that you guys can think of. I wanted to give you guys the objection game because I know some of y'all are solo operation. Who here is doing this by themselves? It's all right. You can put a 1 in the comments if that's you. If you're a lone operator and you're doing this alone, drop a 1 in the comments. I know if that's you, that's dope. So I want to give y'all a game on this, all right? Take those objections, and what I want you to do is I want you to put them on flashcards, all right? Put them on flashcards. So go to a place like Office Depot and start writing the objections down on one side, okay? One side. And then I want you to write the answers on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Objections on this side, answers on the other side. And I want you to train yourself to overcome objections. So if you get an objection, shuffle the deck of cards, shuffle it, right? So shuffle the whole thing and then pull one out on yourself, read it off, and then give yourself the ability to try to get it correct. If you get it wrong, put $1 in a jar. At the end of the month, that jar goes to a charity of your choice. Maybe to a homeless shelter, maybe to the women's and children's battered shelter, right? Challenge yourself to do this with yourself so that you can get better at overcoming objections. Objection on this side, 3 answers on the other, and keep doing it until you memorize them. And once you memorize them, you're ready for a cold call. I'm telling you guys, man, what did Bruce Lee say? He said, I fear not the man who has practiced 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who has practiced 1 kick 1,000 times. That's the same concept in what we're talking about today. The script is just a template. The objections are just for training. Those are 2 things that you're going to have to go over in time. All right. So who here has the objections pulled up in front of them right now? Who here has them? Drop a 1 in the comments if that's you. 1. Okay, Paul, pull it up real quick. Do you mind unmuting yourself for me? I want you to click on any objection and hit me with it and go through 10 of them. Don't just build off of one. Keep hitting me with different objections and I'm going to answer each one. I might not get the exact answer that I put there, but I'm going to overcome it. So hit me with 1 and then move to the next one, the next one, the next one, and the next one.
Okay, how did you get my number?
So your property is public information. To be honest, my team pulled this phone number, landed on my desk. If I'm calling you, I promise you it's with reason. I'm interested in making you an offer on your property at 123 Main Street. I love the opportunity to have a conversation with you. Does that sound like something that we can do together today? Move on to the next one.
Why is your earnest money so low?
Well, I buy multiple properties every single month, and I always feel that putting 10% down on earnest money is ridiculous You know, so we just put the minimum, and plus this is a cash sale. What I can do for you, Paul, is send you a screenshot of my bank account so that you know that I'm serious. I can also send you a proof of funds letter so that you know that I'm 100% moving forward on buying your house. So I don't believe in putting a lot of earnest money up front on houses, especially when I'm buying so many of them. And I hope that you can understand that. Is there a reason why you're concerned about the earnest money? Then we can move on to the next one.
Can I stay in the house a little longer after you buy it?
I'll say yes, but it just depends. If we get to the closing table and you need some time, I'll tell you what, Paul, I'd be willing to sign a lease back with you, but I'm going to need some money from you. Two ways that this can go. Now, I've had this agreement with other people before where I've let them stay in the house after I closed on it. What I'd like to do with you is, if you don't mind, if I can hold $5,000 in escrow of your proceeds, we sign all of this. They'll release the rest of the money to you so you can use the money to move out. But the $5,000, I'd like to be held in escrow in the event that I have to file for eviction to get you out. We can sign a lease back so that you can stay in the property for some time. When we're said and done and you guys are moved out, I'll give you back the $5,000 and sign it off over to you. How does that sound?
Pretty good. How long could I stay?
I could give you a minimum of 14 to 21 days. 21 days is pushing it because I'm borrowing money to buy your house, Paul. It's imperative that I start the rehab process ASAP. If you need more time, I prefer that this money be paid out to me and we talk about price deduction prior to us going to close. How about that?
Okay.
Hit me with another.
Are you an end buyer or a wholesaler?
Well, I do a little bit of both, Paul, if I'm being honest, but my main goal with your property is to purchase it. Now, every now and then I have other investors, right, that will work with me. But let me tell you something, Paul, the number that you're wanting for your property is what I want you to focus on. How I get you that money is my part of the business. And let me tell you what, I can give you all of these testimonials and my whole track record of every single deal that I've closed prior to you. You can also call the title company directly and they can also legitimize me. They could tell you exactly who I am, how many properties I bought, how many houses I currently have in escrow, and that will probably give you a little bit more clarity. But yes, I mean, wholesaling might be an option, but I want you to focus on the amount of money that you want. That's the more important thing here. You get what I'm saying?
Why did you put such a long option period in the contract?
I typically give myself 14 to 21 days to look at a property before I decide on whether or not I'm going to purchase it. Considering I'm making you an offer, and sometimes these houses, I'm buying them off the phone and I'm doing this virtual, I need to make sure that I have enough time to be able to get my contractors in there. I need to get my foundation guy in there. I need to get my roofing guy in there. I need to get my plumbing guy in there. We may have to run an engineer's report or a static test on your house. And so this gives me enough time to decide on whether or not this is actually going to be something that I want to move forward with. If that makes you uncomfortable, I completely understand. What I can do is I can send you my proof of funds. You can go ahead and take a look at my bank account. You know that I'm serious. I just want to make sure that I'm not running into a can of worms, because sometimes I buy these properties sight unseen and then I go and I look at them and the sellers were lying to me about what these properties look like. And I don't think that you're a liar, Paul, right? You're not a liar. I think you're being 100 with me, so I'll be 100 with you. I'll go ahead and I'll show you my bank statements. You guys can take a look at everything. If I'm legitimate, then you know what's up. I will buy your property. I just need to make sure that I have that option period there so I can do my due diligence on your house, considering that I'm buying it virtually.
Okay, can I sleep on it?
I don't mind, but is there another decision maker that is there? What if I were to do this? I'll tell you what, Paul, give me your email address and let me forward over a few things. Number one, I want to buy you guys a steak. So if you're going to talk about this thing over your wife, I'd like to buy you guys a steak. So let me go ahead and send you 50 bucks. I'm going to give you a gift card. It's a digital gift card. You can redeem it online. And on top of that, let me give you some things to sleep on. All right. I'd rather send you a purchase agreement. I also send you my terms and conditions, and I'll give you a full-blown scope of work on what this looks like. If you decide to sell this house with me, I'll break the whole process down for you for start to finish so you know exactly what to expect. One of the greatest things that was ever taught to me, Paul, was proper preparation prevents poor performance. Would you agree? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So I want you guys to be prepared so that when we both decide to get into an agreement together, we both understand what it is that we're trying to accomplish. How can we come up with a solution that benefits both of us together as a team? What do you say? You guys, I want you to understand this, the psychology in that. This is called merit negotiation. So what I'm doing right now with Paul is I'm taking Paul and I'm putting him under my arm. I'm saying, Paul, check this out, man. Let's look at this thing together. There are 4 words that allow for dopamine to be released in the body that creates the familiarness of comfort. Comfort. It's we, together, us, team. We, together, us, team. Somebody write this down. I'm speaking to somebody. It's we, together, us, team. We together, us, team. It's never I am buying your house. It's say, how can we come up with a price that makes sense for both of us? Because I'm interested in purchasing this property, but I also want it to work for you too. See what I'm doing? I'm giving them the ball and keeping it in my court at the same time. This is called merit negotiation. It's the psychology of it. So when I'm talking to sellers about these things, I'm doing it this exact way. How can we come up with a solution together that benefits both of us as a team? See what I just did? We, together, us, team, used in one sentence. All right, Paul, you can mute yourself, bro. So guys, the objection training is for that. Now, what y'all just saw right there was 11 years of experience, okay? Did y'all get game from just those objections? Did I throw anything out there that might throw you off guard? I know some of y'all, I think the main thing when it comes to me negotiating versus you is that I actually have millions of dollars to buy real estate. This might be different because y'all might be starting from nothing, so that confidence might not be there. I want you to understand, if you're in my group, you can use me, okay? Q has a badass group. I'm a part of it. This guy's my money. This is my financing. We offer financing in the group. We got hard money lenders like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so like the gift card thing, I give before I ask. And anything that I do, I give before I ask. So what I'm telling you guys, you might not feel like you got money. Use me, leverage me. Say, yo, man, I met this guy named Q. Q's my partner. We're looking at buying properties. Q got some money to buy houses. He says if I find a deal with him, we could do it together. So that's my partner in this. You have my money. Go for it. You have my permission. Use me. Use my name, man. Just bring me the deal so we can close it together. Now, guys, this is available for majority of people that are inside of the group. We do offer funding for deals. And you never know. Sometimes, y'all, I think all we require is like a 620 credit score or higher and a minimum of a year at a W-2 job or as a W-9 or as a 1099 or a W-9 employee. If you're self-employed, self-employment 2 years or more, and I can get you approved to up to $100,000 in business funding. Even if you don't get the business funding, you can at least have that for credibility. You know what I'm saying? And so, guys, I'm going to drop the link here. I know that we've been talking about this, but it's very important that if y'all, I don't want this to be the only time that I see you guys. You know, it's free 7 days, and we're doing a 3-day challenge Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on getting your first deal. All right. So if you want to join, you might get your first deal on that. It's free. I don't care if you join and cancel, at least give me 7 days of your time. You'll come back when you're ready, you know, but I put the link in there because I want to give you guys some of the resources. And don't just join and join, man. Join and introduce yourself, talk to other people, message other people, meet other individuals, message me, get involved. And again, it's free. After that, it's $97. Next month, it jumps up to $497. So y'all got all month to decide on whether or not you can handle another monthly payment of a $97 subscription. I meet with the group like crazy. So y'all are going to get value from just that. But yeah, if y'all are enjoying that and you want to keep doing the objection game, we run objections trainings, cold call trainings in the group every other week, man. So we'd love to have y'all if you're trying to get better at cold calling. So we went over the objections. Now we know how to use it for ourselves. Now I want to go over the script with you guys. Now the script can be used in so many different ways. This is the group, by the way. Y'all more than welcome to join. Let's go back into this. This is a good script to start from. Hey, how are you doing? Seller, fine. How are you? Who is this? Me, I'm doing good. My name is so-and-so. I'm just doing the tone thing so that y'all have it there, right? Listen, before you hang up, I'm not a bill collector. You can set the foundation. What I'm saying is like, look, this is who I am. You don't have to mirror this, but this is who I am. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm a home buyer in your area. I'm not, if they say no, I'm not selling the home, negative direction, anything else, proceed positive. So there's 2 ways this can go. Negative direction, broken down for you. Positive direction, broken down for you. Our goal is to qualify the lead and get a why. So tell me a little bit more about the property. Try asking questions without asking questions, right? You get somebody on the phone who wants to sell, rather than asking them to say, hey, interrogating, like, what is the roof? How long is the roof? How old is the floor? How old is the cabinets? Guys, it don't matter what the hell a house looks like. If we're able to get a good deal, it's because they're motivated. Don't waste your time doing these probing questions if these probing questions aren't going to do anything for you. Skip the BS and just ask them. Say, look, Mr. Seller, Karina, how about this? Karina, what if I were to give you $50,000? What would be the first thing that you would fix on this house? And then let them talk. You see what I'm saying? Let them talk. Don't just say interrogating things. How old is the fridge? How old is the cabinets? Oh, when was the light fixtures updated? Oh, when was the foundation done? How old is the plumbing? How old is the roof? Dude, no one cares about those things. Ask them and let them tell you. If I gave you 50 grand right now, what would be the first things that you would fix? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, you'd fix the foundation. Is the plumbing good? Now I can ask probing questions on top of a question. See what I'm doing? You always end your questions with more open-ended questions. This is going to give you the authority to move the power into their court so they can relinquish that and become comfortable with giving you the answers to your questions. All right. Does everybody understand? Drop a one in the comments if you're still with me. I know we're going off and we're doing all kinds of stuff. We're going to get to the nitty gritty part. The script comes after this, cold calls, man. And I'm going to be chilling with you guys. Cold calling is going to be fun, but I got to give y'all game, dude. I got to teach before I start. All right. So again, this is a master class. Going into this, residential, XYZ. We ask some of the questions, probe the deal. If it's land, the main thing that we do is we want the ammo for our offer, the motivation. Sounds like a Gray's house. Besides my cash offer, why would you consider selling? Guys, if I could just highlight this and just put a Y here and put it in caps. This is very important. How long have you thought about selling? Have you tried to sell it before? Have you considered renovating it? What are some of the updates to the home? Are you going to be a landlord? Say nothing and listen. Let them talk. From there, guys, while they're talking, you should have already done your numbers on the house. Should already have a property that you're interested in possibly buying. You know, so like at this point, we're ready to make an offer. We rent our comps, kill zone. Now let's get to the nitty gritty. Not trying to get rich off your property, trying to make you an offer that makes sense. I do like to make money, right? So again, I'm not trying to make $1 million, but I got a family to feed just like yourself, right? And this is only going to work if we're working together. So again, we pitch the offer, pause, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, great. Full market value of your home. If it was remodeled, it'd sell like this based off the information, estimated the rehab at about XYZ. Now we're running from facts, not speaking from anything else, but facts. Numbers is the closest that we get to truth. It is the handwriting of God. And if we can get those numbers correct on the property, we can tell them where we're even getting our number, period. And you seek first to understand before you can be understood. So as you ask these questions, you know their situation. Your number comes from both the situation and the condition. So again, realistic price, think number, pause. We're going to go ahead and take these things into consideration. If they say, hell no, there's a way that you can do this. Say nothing. Offer doesn't work for seller. This is the way you can do this. Say nothing. If positive response, we load this thing up. We start sending a contract, try to lock them up or on the phone. All right. So guys, this is a script. It's a script that I've used for my company for years. I'd like you guys to make it your own. Don't just rely on my words verbatim. Make it your own. Recreate it. Add your own spin. You're your own person. You know, so people are going to buy from you. Don't try to be a robot. Your script is just there as a foundation. That's it. Everything else is just bonus. You want to be you. This is one of my favorite quotes from Dr. Seuss. He said, "You are you, and that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." So keep that and hold on to that, because that's your superpower, man. I don't know y'all's life experiences. I don't know what demons y'all fought to get to this point, but use that. Be you. Guys, I used to show up in suits to my seller appointments. I literally show up just like this, tattoos flying out, sometimes in a muscle shirt because I just got done with the gym, you know, and that's just how I am. Take me as you see me or watch me as I go. You know, the way I see it is you're going to know who I am. You're going to know my expertise the moment that my mouth opens. You know, and so like what people love is confidence. Just go in there with confidence. All of my dudes here, you know what I'm saying? Guys, there was a time when I felt like a 4. I was 448 pounds. I mean, out of 10, okay? I was 448 pounds. I weigh 250 now. I've watched myself lose 200 pounds before, which the lightest I've been is 235. But I'm on a bulk phase, you know, so my goal is to like build muscle and stuff. But I spent years of my life feeling like a fat, unconfident kid. No cap, all right? Very recently did I ever feel attractive. And so again, confidence was the thing that I used even those time frames when I was fat, man. When I was fat, I can tell you what, I know this might sound like vanity, but I've never had an ugly girlfriend, bro. I've always dated hot chicks, even when I was fat. And you know why? It's because I focused on my charisma. I focused on being a funny guy. I focused on like my skill sets as a human, you know. And so I knew for a fact that if I could have crazy skill sets, that I think that would transcend what my body would look like, and people could see past a few things. Now that was just me lying to myself, you know. Obviously, when you have all of these things, then you pair it up with the body, it's entirely different. But I'm telling y'all, from a guy who didn't really have a lot of confidence most of his life, I'm like speaking with such confidence now because I'm walking and living and breathing and my highest potential. I am over 5 years sober from alcohol, guys. I have not had a single alcoholic beverage. I'm in the gym 3 to 5 days out of the week. I think that what you do in your body has a big transcendence of what happens in what you do with your life. So think internally, and then the external might happen even more. So guys, just confidence. Confidence is everything. Even if you don't feel that you have millions of dollars to buy real estate, guys, you're sitting on a throne of money, man. You got this. You got this. You don't need any money to buy real estate. Think about the money that you got in the future. Chase that. Chase that individual of yourself that's 5 years ahead of you, because that's the person that you want to be like 5 years from now. I hope that every single person here is a freaking God-fearing, non-alcoholic, freaking no porn watching, business owning, operating multiple different companies, real estate flipping, absolute badass. Like, I hope that that's all of you guys. So if that's the version of you that you see in 5 years, I need you to take that version of you that you want to be and bring it here now. Bring it here now. Okay. And so, guys, speak this over you. Y'all got this, man. Use me if you don't want to do it yourself. You don't feel like you can say that you got the money. You don't need to say that you have the money. You need to know where to source the money. That's it. It don't matter where the money's coming from. You're going to find it. Just period. You find the deal, the money follows. You find the deal, the money follows. Repeat it in the comments. You find the deal, the money follows. And what are we doing right now? We're finding deals, right? Okay, so let's jump into this, guys. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to hit the dialer. I'm going to start cold calling. I already uploaded the list into the dialer. I'm going to go ahead and hit this thing. We're going to start with, I'm going to cold call from the dialer first, and I'm going to show y'all what it looks like in Deal Machine, all right? So again, let's run this up. Oh, crap, it logged me out. Okay, hold on. Before I share my screen, moving back. Y'all, I'm going to get cussed out today. I'm anticipating it. Okay, so let's go ahead and load this thing up. Boom, campaigns. And we're going to enter into one. Play. Oh, it's paused. Okay. I see. Okay, one moment, guys. We're jumping into this. Sometimes, guys, with dialers, you got to log out and then log back in. The system's weird like that. Users. By the way, if I share my screen, this recording isn't going to happen. I plan on putting this on YouTube just so that you guys know, so that everybody's going to get a copy of the video when I'm done. If y'all haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're more than welcome to. I have over 1,000 videos that go over real estate, over a few million views and just game. I've been doing this business for quite some time. I've been doing the YouTube stuff.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back.
2017. So it's been 8 years of YouTube content. And I teach a lot free stuff on there too. So guys, if y'all are like, screw the paid stuff, I need the free stuff, that's for you right there. So I put that there. If y'all want to subscribe, show me some love and whatnot, I appreciate it. I don't really get paid much on YouTube like I used to, since they've basically become Nazis when it comes to the platform, but no worries. Okay. Where is this dialer at? Interesting. Okay, log out. Log back in. Prep work available. There we go. And now we are jumping into a campaign. All right, it's calling. I'll show y'all what it looks like. Right now it's making 3 calls. Hi, this is Clinton.
Well,
Hello?
hello?
Yes, I'm looking for Mrs. Carmen Uribe.
No one here by that.
Oh, I apologize, man. God bless you.
Thank you.
So wrong number. Now, normally what I would do is I try to milk the call for a possible lead. But it's okay. We're just gonna try to blast through this. Right now, the dialer is going, so we're gonna be having conversations. This is real, by the way. Like, I'm not calling people that have already told me.
Call has been forwarded to
We're
voicemail.
calling
The person you're
normal
trying to
people.
reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, Josephina. This is Quentin. I'm calling in regards to your property on Looks like 123 Carroll Street. Yeah, I'm interested in making an offer on this house. I was hoping that you can get back to me at your earliest convenience. You can reach me at this number. If I don't hear from you within the next hour or so, I'll probably call back. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Left a voicemail, save. There we go. Hello? It's disconnected. It'll call that person back.
Hi, this is Kristen. I can't come to the phone right now, but I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Kristen, I'm calling in regards to a lady named Mrs. Brooks. I'm calling in regards to a property on Kilrea Drive. This is Quentin again. I'm trying to make an offer on this house. Reach me at this number and I'll talk with you soon. If I don't hear from you, I'll probably call back in an hour or so. You take care. Left a voicemail, move to the next one. I always end the call with them wanting to call me back. I want to create urgency. I want them to call me back. Hello? Hello? That lady's name, that was interesting. Velia. It's gonna be like this, y'all. Whenever you hear the beep, I'm getting connected to somebody.
I'm unable to answer the phone right now. Please leave a message after the tone. Thank you.
Hi, Mrs. Ramirez. This is Quentin. I'm purchasing properties. I saw this property here on 111 J. Williams. I'd love to make an offer on this house. Call me as soon as you can. I'll hear from you soon. Thank you. Always tell them what to do. I will hear from you soon, not I hope to hear from you soon. Those things, they work. I don't know what it is.
Not available.
Sometimes it'll connect you to somebody and the phone's not connected. So we just keep moving through it. The goal is to dedicate yourself. So I'm going to, full hour of this, no matter what, we're going to talk to someone who wants to sell. Any questions or anything like that, drop them in the comments so I can answer them in between calls, y'all. And this is from a dialer. Like this is crazy.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Is not available.
Let's keep moving. And plus, guys, if y'all didn't know, Saturdays and Sundays are the best time to cold call. Hello? Hello? Gilberto? Hello? No? All good. Let's move on to the next one. Hello?
Please leave your message for 210.
You want to make sure that you disposition the call too as you go. Also, I can't share the screen. If I do, oh, all day, Mariah, I'll do. If I do, the YouTube will restrict the video and you guys won't be able to see the replay. Hello?
Please leave your message for 210.
No answer. Move on to the next.
I'm sorry, I can't pick up the phone.
Yo, I have not heard that in years where somebody has like music as a voicemail. This person
Mail. The
really put
person
it
you're
up
trying
there.
to reach is not a.
No answer. The leads that I'm calling right now are tax delinquent senior owned properties, y'all. That was awesome.
Hello?
Hi, Mrs. Gonzalez?
Wrong number.
I'm sorry. You don't have any relation to 402 H Street?
No, I do not.
Okay, I apologize. God bless you, ma'am. You take care.
You too. Bye.
Normally, y'all turn him into a bird dog if you can. And yes, double
You are
tap,
not speaking
triple
or
tap,
because of a bad connection.
even quadruple tap, bro. Like tap. Yeah, but on the weekends, all day, man. Saturday and Sundays, it's just
Only when I need to. So please leave a message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Mr. Risley, this is Quentin. I'm calling about your property on 225 Gale Lane. Call me as soon as you can. Thank you. I love his straightforwardness in his voicemail. He sounds angry, so I'm just going to match the energy.
Then forwarded to an automated voice message.
Hello?
Please leave your message for
Let's get to a call, man. Let's get to a call. It's going to happen, y'all. We've only been cold calling for 4 minutes so far. Well, the number is going to pop up. So if they have multiple numbers, it's calling all 3 of them at the same time. Batch dialer will use AI technology to route you to the person who's most likely and then call the other 2 numbers anyway.
the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not.
Whenever you skip trace leads, you're getting about, I'd say anywhere between 3 to 10 phone numbers every single time. And so the goal is to call all of them. Hello?
Please leave your message.
The goal is to call all of them. So, you know, when the dialer starts working, it's going to call 3 at a time versus 1 at a time. So the dialer's primary focus is calling every single lead and then moving on to the next one.
It's been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
We're getting a lot of voicemails, y'all. I mean, I'd say we can leave voicemails too, but I'm trying to talk to somebody today. So
The person you're trying to reach is.
and it's going to keep doing this, by the way. Like the dialer's insane. It's going to keep pumping out the calls. And this is how you can get maximum productivity. If you have the dialer up on this side, hello?
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Mrs. Grace.
No, there's no Miss Grace here.
No, are you familiar with the house on Coconino Drive?
No, sorry. I had this phone number for about 3 years and I don't know who that is. I've been getting all these calls from the same
Oh,
thing.
my bad, man. I don't mean to bug you on a weekend, bro. I'm just calling because I'm trying to buy this lady's house. That's why I was calling. All good. Take care. Hello? Hello? All good. Move on to the next person. So a dialer is insane, y'all. Like legit.
Forwarded to voicemail.
It's gonna be like this all day, and you can recycle and keep going through the same list. I recommend that when you get a list, that you call each list
Back to you as soon as I can.
a minimum
Have
of
a
3
good day.
times. 3 times each before you recycle and move on to the next list. I mean, I'd say 5, just so that you know that you really got everything, you know? So this thing's gonna keep going. I can also, if I need to or want to, switch campaigns. If I switch to another campaign, it'll, you know, just immediately jump into the new one. But this is a lot of phone calls to make. For some people, this could be like very tedious, but I mean, I love doing it. This is fun. But yeah, batch dialer is on there. I think I dropped the link at the top. I'll bring them back up. Let me see if I can find them. Here, I'm gonna.
To send an SMS notification, press 5.
Keep going. But I don't like doing anything filtered, man. Like this is as real as it gets, bro. Like legit. This is as real as it gets right here.
Voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have
Keep going.
at
Hello.
the tone, please record your message. Please leave your message for
I
Okay, so back to back, how long do you think it would take y'all to make that many phone calls already? Like, bro, I think I've already made like almost 40 or 30 calls and it's barely been like 5 or 6 minutes. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
I'm looking for Mrs. Yibata.
Who?
Mrs. Yibata, Maria.
Who's this?
This is Quentin.
Who?
Quentin.
Quentin from what?
I'm calling in regards to a property over here on Horacio.
Well, you need to lose this number.
Then okay, let's move on to the next one. Lose this number. That guy thought he was so tough. That's part of the game too, y'all.
Hi, you've reached Linda. I can't get to your call right now. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you when I can. Thank you.
record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Okay. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. This is for batch dialer for all my people that are here. By the way, if you're in here, mute yourself, please. This is Jarvis. Oh,
Been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 95623555212 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
hi, how you doing? I'm calling in regards to your property over here on Sing and Ring. Give me a call back. This is Quentin. I need to hear from you ASAP. Thank you. What up, Carlos? I explained that earlier in the video. Hello?
Please leave your message for 21.
The AI chatbots, you do the outbound marketing. So you do all of the outbound marketing, and then whatever conversations get texted back to you or come in, the AI will qualify them for you. So I actually, it'll be in the recording of this if you just jumped in. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't got to worry about it, man. I'll send you the recording when it's there.
Either because you were not speaking or because of a bad connection.
But yeah, that's on Jarvis. So guys, I put the 3 links up there, one for the dialer, one for Jarvis, and then one for Deal Machine. Make sure I'll copy and paste that.
Person you called has a voicemail box that is
All good. Few things too, man. Like if I were y'all and I was starting out too, like make sure that if you're going to be using a dialer, check your internet speed. You want to be dialing on at least a minimum of 300 Mbps. So you can go to Google and do like a speed test as well, and it'll give you an example of like how fast your internet is.
automatic voice message.
Because the
system.
dialers are so
2,
intricate.
1.
The dialers will literally blast through your leads and everything. I mean, as cool as that sounds, you want to make sure that you're getting connected ASAP. So I have Google Fiber. Hello? 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 So I have Google Fiber, so it's calling like on crazy cracked out speed. I mean, this thing is a brand new MacBook Pro. It's the 2025. So I barely bought it like 3 months ago. And then I have my internet connection over there, which is
To
Google
an
Fiber.
automated voice messaging system.
The Google Fiber connects straight to my computer. I have almost like 1200 Mbps download speed on this MacBook. So like this dialer is connecting to people back to back because of my internet speed. If you're going to use a dialer, know that it could I mean, if you're using like an old computer, it might not have the same output. You know, just try to make sure that you have like, hello?
Please leave your message for 21.
Try to make sure that you have kind of like a, how do you say, just a recent or updated computer that has at least like a quad core processor inside of it. You can buy a decent computer from
The
Walmart.
call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Yeah, keep calling. Now, if y'all might not have the time to cold call, you know, a virtual assistant is always something that you can use.
available.
You know, virtual assistants help too. I do have VAs available. You guys can message me about that, but a VA cold caller can cold call for you 40 hours a week. Hello? Hello? A VA can cold call for you 40 hours a week and you'll be able to get a pretty good deal doing that. Think what is the time? I think that probably comes out to like, I don't know, like maybe $600-700 a month, somewhere around there. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I'm calling in regards to a property over here in Von Army. It's on
Okay.
it's on 22649 Morin Road. Is that your house?
Yes.
Oh, for some reason I don't have the name to the person. I apologize. My name's Quentin Flores. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Yes, sir. I don't mean to call you out of the blue like this. I'm trying to see, I know this property, I think it's going up for the auction here pretty soon. Did you guys already get all that taken care of?
So we're supposed to find out Wednesday.
Wednesday? Are you getting like a loan
Yes.
modification?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, I help homeowners that are in situations like this. That's why I'm asking, you know, am I talking to the decision maker on this property?
Well, it's my wife and I, but she's not here right now.
I see. Okay. Well, I mean, do you guys have all your ducks in a row? Because I think that this thing is going to be auctioned off the first Tuesday of next month.
Yeah, we have to call the mortgage company Wednesday.
I see. Well, I mean, I'd love to be a backup option for you, man. I know this is probably, and I'm sorry, who am I talking to?
This is Dwayne.
Dwayne?
Yes.
It's nice to meet you, Dwayne. I'm local. I'm here in San Antonio, so I'm not too far from you. I don't know if you have any other options. You know, typically I can help in a lot of different ways. If there's a mortgage balance and you guys are behind on it, you know, maybe we can come to an agreement of sorts where I can help you out and we can make some money together. It just depends on the situation. You know, I can either buy the property outright, one, or I can help you get caught up on this mortgage and we come up with a deal together of sorts. But it would just depend on where you guys are at and what y'all are trying to do. I know you're going to find out Wednesday as far as what's going on. Worst case scenario, you know, do you guys have a backup plan?
As of right now, we don't know.
Okay. Well, do y'all have like an idea of what you're asking for this property if you needed to sell it?
I'd have to get with her. I don't even know what's owed on it.
Damn. How long have you guys owned the property?
About 6 years.
6? Okay. I mean, it's beautiful, man. It's like a giant house, giant plot of land. Is that a mobile home or is that like is it an actual house?
What does the front of it look like?
I'll tell you what, it looks like kind of like a mobile home, but there's foundation.
Is it white?
Yeah, I see a big lot. It's huge. I mean, the lot's freaking huge. And you got to drive into the lot to get there.
Okay, what does the front of the house look like?
Front of the house, there's trees
it
that are
white?
blocking it. Yeah, it's white. And no, I'm sorry, it's like beige kind of, beige with white stairs.
Okay,
Is
it's
that
a mobile home.
That's the right house?
Yeah, that's not the picture that I was looking at this morning, but sounds like my house, yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, I mean, you guys just bought it 6 years ago. I'm assuming that there's a balance on this thing still. Do y'all own the lot that it's on as well?
No,
Okay,
no,
so
it was bought as a package deal.
y'all are leasing the lot. I understand. Okay, y'all got the lot and the house, and the mobile home.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, I buy these things, man. Maybe we can set up a call. Do you think I can follow up with you? Let's say Wednesday or Thursday, we can go over some options. In worst case scenario, I can help you guys in a lot of different ways that involve you walking away with some money.
Yeah, let me get with her. And then once, like I said, she's calling the mortgage company Wednesday. So Thursday would be a better time to call.
Thursday?
That way we'll have an idea as to what we're looking at.
Okay, then. And it's Dwayne, right?
Yes.
All right, boss. I will save this in my notes and I'll call you back on Thursday. I appreciate you taking the time and thank you for being kind.
Yes, sir.
All right, you take care.
You too.
So we got one. I'd say that this is a hot lead. We'll save it. It is a mobile home. So this is something that I think that we should put into like a follow-up. And I can add this information into Jarvis. So kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. I'm going to share my screen now that we have someone, but this is popping up. Hello, this is Quentin.
Please leave your message for
Okay, let's keep it there. Send them the same one back. Okay, we're gonna do no answer, and then let me just pause this dialer real fast, because if not, we're gonna be here for a minute. Okay, we're gonna go on lunch. Dialer's paused. All right. This is fun, man. Okay, so that was the previous lead that we were just at. We got connected to someone. Where'd they go? But you would take this information here, and there'd be a form that you can fill out to put it straight into Jarvis. So let me give you an example of what the form looks like. You go to sites here, and then forms, and then you go to forms builder if you want. But this is my form that I use for motivated seller leads. And then we can look at it together so you guys can get an idea. So I like the seller name, phone number, email, address, street address, city, state, country, zip code, condition, describe in detail, motivation for selling, time frame to sell, asking price, and then you submit, and then that info will then be populated into your Jarvis CRM, and it'll be labeled and tagged as well as new lead. So then that would be here in your contact section, which you can filter by tags. So, you would put new lead here and it would pop up all the new leads that you have. If I do that, then you guys are going to be getting all the sauce, and I'm not trying to do that right now, but we got somebody who's interested in selling. So that was kind of cool. We'll see. We'll see. That guy's going into foreclosure. So what I'm doing right now is I'm calling foreclosure leads, just to give you guys an example of what it is that I'm calling right now. All right, and just jump straight into this. Where'd the dialer go? Okay, from lunch, and we're available. Let's go. It does.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 21090.
To answer your question, Jordan, yes, it does, but it's a slow dialer. It's a single line dialer. What I'm using right now is batch dialer because this thing can pump up to 3 to 5 calls at one time. And considering that we're on a call, we want to do this as fast as possible. And so Jarvis, being a single line dialer, will only call one number at a time. You know what I'm saying? So with batch is an actual dialer. So you're not saying that the dialer in Jarvis isn't, but it's not a power line dialer. We want a multi-line dialer. We want something that's calling out multiple people at one time. But yeah, I mean, this is just pre-foreclosure. So I buy a crap ton of phone numbers, Val. That's how it works. And the phone numbers all get routed to my cell phone. So if they do call back, I'll get the call on my actual line and I can pick it up from there. And the phone number will be, the phone calls are all recorded too. So you can listen to your recordings and go back, see what you did right, see what you didn't do right. But in the dialer, it allows for me to have multiple phone numbers. So I can purchase up to 60 phone numbers a month. Hello?
Please leave your message for 21047.
And yeah, CallRail is good too, but that is still a single line dialer. People would only use CallRail if they're going to be tracking some type of metric. I use CallRail for inbound marketing efforts. Hello?
Jesus came that you may have life and have it more abundantly.
John 10:10.
Ma'am, what a way to answer the call. Like, wow. Are you still there?
The mailbox is full and cannot accept
Dang.
any messages at this time. Goodbye.
How are you gonna have your mailbox full after laying that scripture on me, fam? It'll route me to the person who answered first and then put them on hold and then go to them right after. That's how that works, Gordon. Hello? Yeah, but they received the phone numbers that I bought, just FYI. So like whatever phone numbers that I purchase, and I can get up to 60 a month, part of the subscription for batch dialer. I mean, you can filter through them. You get 60 every month. Each phone number can make a minimum of 300 calls a day. Even if they do hang up, it'll route it and call them right back. The dialer is consistently pumping no matter what. And even so, you're going to go through each list 3 to 5 times before even ending on anything. So you're going to call them back regardless. The dialer is just used to blast through leads fast. You take what you can from it and you pump it into the CRM where you can properly nurture the leads. So, we got this one guy who wants to sell this mobile home, and the lot that's part of it, they got a package deal on it. I put that into the CRM, and now we have it in a follow-up sequence. My VA is going to call that person back on Thursday, see if we can get somebody who wants to sell. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty dope. Oh no, you can buy the local area codes. Those phone numbers, Val, are called 10 DLC. Remember that. 10 DLC are phone numbers that you can purchase through a software to do outbound marketing. Hello?
You have reached Sam Hassan's cell phone number. Please give me.
Man, that makes me happy. The skip tracing is so accurate. Yes. And it rotates. So it'll do like 5 here, 5 there, 5 there, 5 there. And it just keeps rotating. When the phone numbers go bad, the system will tell you what the phone number health looks like. So I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen so you guys can see. Because right now I'm pumping through phone calls. But if I go to phone system, we can see how many phone numbers I got. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What do you want?
I'm sorry, ma'am. My name is Quentin. I don't know why I don't have a I don't have a name on this contact. Now I'm calling about a property on Highland Boulevard. Is that your house?
No, it isn't. I don't own any property, so fucking quit calling me. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. God bless you. You take care. She was so sweet and then just went totally left, right? So on phone system here, you can
Nothing has
you
been
can see the
recorded.
reputation
Record your
per call.
message after the tone.
You can see the information per call, like the phone system, the phone numbers. So all of my phone numbers are healthy right now. None of them have been flagged. All of them have the green check. So I'm calling from a bunch of 210 numbers because all the leads that I'm calling are in San Antonio currently. But that's what this looks like. And you can buy up to 60 of them per month, which is really cool. So you stack like 120 phone numbers.
Hello?
Yes. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
I can you hear me? Hello? Weird. I don't know why that just went to that. Okay. Do you call and text the same list? What's your response? Javen, I appreciate that, man, but I always try to think in situations like that where somebody wants to be negative, what would Jesus do? Right? Let he who is without sin throw the first stone is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. Reminds me
All has been
that
forwarded to
nobody's
voicemail.
perfect.
The
And we
person
all
you're
fall
trying to
short, that nobody is perfect and we all fall short of God's glory. And who are we to judge anyone? As Jesus forgave a woman who was on the floor, who had committed adultery and still loved her, and wrote the names of the sins of the Pharisees that were telling him to throw a stone. I remember in the scripture, the Pharisees were approaching Jesus to call him out on his standpoint with his faith. They said, all right, this woman committed adultery. We throw her in front of you. Here are the stones. And the Pharisee threw rocks at Jesus. And they says, Jesus, you throw the stone at this woman. Be the first, since you want to stand so holy and say that your God is perfect and that you come from him. Throw a stone at this woman. And so just like the Testament, which is crazy, so we're going to practice the law of Moses, right? You see, this is the thing about the law of Moses, is that Moses didn't write the laws. God did with his finger, with a stroke of lightning, boom, wrote the laws. So those were never Moses's laws, those were the laws of God. And if you believe that Jesus is God embodied, I'm just here to give you guys a lesson on this because I'm not matching energy. I always give from a place of love. That's my energy, even if it's not being matched. And I remember this scripture because it's so powerful, right? And so what did Jesus do? Instead of throwing the stones, he kneeled down on the ground and wrote in the sand the Pharisees' sins and called them out on it. And then he threw the rocks back at their feet. And he said, if you are without sin, any of you, be the first to throw a stone. And each one walked away from the oldest to the youngest of the Pharisees. And these were highly respected religious men of their time. And I love this because Jesus looked at the woman and said, do you repent for what you've done? And she said, yes. And she said, then you are forgiven. He said, then you are forgiven. Sin no more and live your life. And he forgave that woman for falling from Christ and committing adultery. And I think about that all the time, you know, because I don't think any of us live a sinless life ever. We all fall short of God's glory, which is why Jesus is so important. And understanding that allows you to control the outcome in situations when somebody might be negative to you, when somebody might be unkind to you. Think of what would Jesus have done? Would you be the one to throw the stone? Do you live without sin? Think about it. Jesus knew that Peter was going to betray him, and he still washed his feet in his Last Supper. So my advice to you is, whose feet should you be washing? Remember that.
Through an automatic voice message system, 2102161561561 is not available. At the tone.
Oh, and I know you're joking, brother. Don't worry about it. I just have to take the moment to teach, you know, because it was times like that where even I thought that was like funny, you know, to match them and stuff. It's just the growth in me, bro. Not saying that you haven't grown either. I'm just saying that I approach everything so much differently now that I know Jesus. And I'll preach that to high heaven, my God. Hello?
Please leave your message for.
Because there's just so many ways that I've lived before. Old Q would have cursed that girl out back. And I don't want to live like that. Another thing too is that these leads do not have names on them, yet they're going into foreclosure. Okay, let's see. Let's do it this way, y'all. Because we're already getting to the top of the hour and I want to answer questions from you guys because I know this is going to be
I can't get to the phone right now.
There's some sweet people answering though. All right, guys, let's pause this cold calling session and let's jump into some Q&A. I didn't get enough time. We had a disconnection earlier. I think I was offline for like 30 minutes and I didn't get enough time to call. I wanted to use literally all of the last hour to cold call. But for all of my people that are here that have gotten value from this, oh man, I want to help you guys out, right? So let's talk about this for a second. Let's drop a Q&A session for everybody that's here. I'm going to allow for all of you guys to answer or ask whatever questions that you'd like, and we can go from that together. Okay. So y'all are more than welcome to unmute yourself or drop a question if you're too shy in the comment section.
Still have that deal with the liens on it. I want you to take a look at.
Sure thing, Eli. Let's run it.
So let's see.
Send me the information and give me
Okay.
like an idea of what it is, bro.
Where you want me to send it?
You can drop it here. Everybody,
Okay.
honor system. Eli sharing his deal with us. If you steal this man's deal, you are a horrible person. Can we all have an honor system that we're not horrible people? We all want everyone to win. Drop a one in the comments if you agree. All right, Eli. I trust these people. Let's run it. Just share the info with me. You can also private message me on this platform if you want. Here, I'll message you right now. So you can respond to that. So you don't have to drop all the info here.
Okay, I see.
In the meantime, I had a few other questions that popped up. So while you're getting the info. Saul, yes. All the leads that I was calling just now all came from my county. I have robots that I've created that scrape data from the county. I can show y'all what that looks like too, if y'all are interested. I build these for real estate investors, by the way. These bots cost about $1,500 to $2,000. Let me share my screen. This is one that I built for my market. I'm currently marketing in Tulsa County. Check it out. So initialize the scraper. The app is waking up, so give it a minute. Sometimes you got to refresh to get it going. But once I initialize the scraper here, it's going to start gathering whatever doc I want. So I have this scraper plugged into the Sean County, I'm sorry, the what is it, Tulsa County clerk. When this thing does wake up, I'll let it cook. I'll be able to initialize it and I can choose whatever doc I want and it'll begin scraping that doc for me. So if I'm looking for foreclosures, if I'm looking for liens, if I'm looking for tax delinquent properties. So initialize the scraper. Now it's powering up. It's going to pull all of the websites and portals that are linked to me using the scraper. This is level 10 stuff, by the way, y'all. I don't just recommend that y'all run this real fast. Let's see. The original error message is to prevent data leaks. Got it. Okay. Let me try again. If not, we might have to go back. It could be because I have so many, it might be because I'm on like a live call, or it could be because I have so many windows that are open right now. But yeah, I'll showcase that another time. Scrapers are really cool. Sometimes you have to clear cache too to get this thing to work because there's so many apps that I have on. Once the scraper starts working, it's going to automate the process of pulling the leads. So we could talk about that though on another call. But that's where all my data comes from. I get it from the county. I think the only types of data that I get that are outside of the county is like high equity, low equity, absentee. I do free and clear, and then I stack against county indicators. You know, so I preach 3 different lead sources that you guys should be focused on. Number 1, open records requests. So fire damage, water damage, code compliance, recent arrests. Those are important. Second one is your county clerk. That's where you're going to get your liens, judgments, list pendants, active foreclosures, XYZ. And then the third one, which is, I think, very important, is the tax assessor collector or the tax treasurer. Each of these places you can pull county records from, but it takes time. So if you're going to do this yourself, it's going to take you quite some time to learn it. And everybody's county, everybody's city, everybody's state is different. I'm not just going to build this automation for you. You have to show me where you pull your county records. That's how it works. If you show me, then I can automate that process and we can go from there. But yeah, just so you guys know, I mean, that's next level game, by the way. Let's see. Do you skip numbers if it has DNC on the skip trace? Absolutely, Paul. You want to skip those numbers and call them anyway. Be only afraid of DNC if you're selling something. Be only afraid of DNC if you're selling something. Okay? Do you share more about the scrapers in any other videos? No, I don't, Val. This is actually a service that I offer. I can, in my community, which is a paid community, I teach you how to build them yourself. So that is something that's there, but I don't have any public info on how to do that. That's on my YouTube. That's part of my private coaching. It's called Cheat Codes. If you guys are wanting to join the coaching, I'll send you the place. It's 7 days for free and it's $97 a month. But if you want to learn how to do that, that's where that's going to be. I see the information, by the way, Eli. I'm going to go over this with you right now. But this is the link to my group, man. Everybody that joins, I'll give you all of my cold calling scripts. I'll give you all of my courses that I've had in the previous time frame, both free and paid, for free. So you get all of that. But this is next level stuff. All right. Let's see. I see it. So it's in Chicago, Eli. I'm taking a look now. ARV is 110. That's crazy low for a property in Chicago.
No, they have some seriously low areas.
I see. So Terry told me yesterday the threat to the taxes and water bill is up to 30K. It's fire damage in an area without a lot of activity for flips that have good rentals. She owns it free and clear. Is this a house?
Yeah, it's a house in a low area. It's fire damage. It would be a low money deal, but I just noticed the title issues, and she knows she's not gonna get any money, really any money for it.
What are the title issues? Do you have a copy of the title commitment?
No, only thing I had from her in the past was the tax bill, which has went up. I talked to her yesterday, and she said it was about 15K or something. No, it was like 10. And then she had the water bill also was high like that. And I
How
know
come
the
you
water
haven't put it
bill,
under contract?
it was under contract a few times, and people, the deal fell through. I guess they couldn't find a buyer.
But you yourself have not put it under contract.
I had it under contract with somebody else. We was JV in the deal, and that eventually fell through too.
I
So
see.
I decided to call her back to, when you told me about, figuring out title issues.
Yeah.
So,
So
she's been through it with this.
we need a title commitment. Otherwise, I have no idea how to approach this other than what you
Okay.
told me in the message.
Okay.
Anytime you're dealing with a property like this, best to put it under contract and then have
Uh-huh.
the title company give you the paperwork that's required. And so, like I'll give you an example. So right now I'm working on a deal in Detroit, Michigan, guys. I got it at 30K. It's worth $480,000. I'm doing this deal with one of my students. Now,
Uh-huh.
there's a title issue here, right? So when we put the property under contract, we didn't know that there were all these things that were associated with the house until we had a clear understanding. So what the title company did was they gave me the scope of what was necessary to clean title on the property. Now, for
Uh-huh.
everybody here, understand that title companies are insurance companies. So if you're
Right.
working in Illinois, then the title companies that are in Illinois are all governed by the Illinois Department of Insurance, and that's how it works. So these title companies are typically operated by two different types of individuals. In certain states, escrow officers. In other states, they're working with attorneys,
Attorneys. Yeah.
closing attorneys, which I think Chicago is an attorney.
Yeah. Yeah. We
It's
we
the
talked to
same.
an attorney.
It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same thing. It's escrow is going to help you the same way an attorney does. It doesn't change the facts of what needs to happen. So the attorney will then send it off to what's called an underwriter. An underwriter will then pull what's needed and what's a requirement for the Illinois Department of Insurance. Okay.
Right.
And so then that documentation, the underwriter, are different types of companies that curate title for properties. This is called a chain and title. So a chain and title, it means from the moment the land was founded all the way until the individual who's trying to buy it, aka you, is presenting themselves, and all
Right.
the owners that came through from the past. So this chain of title gets broken sometimes, and we have to put it back together. They're like links. Now, the underwriter are there to curate the title issue so that when they get the curation done, the title company can make money on the insurance policy. So title
Uh-huh.
companies work with third-party providers, and that's how they get paid. If the underwriter says that the insurance policy that they're willing to give to you is $300,000, the title company facilitates this. They're making like $20,000 commission on that, plus escrow fees, plus bonuses, plus all the other things that come into contact with it. Normally, the attorneys are getting taxed. The everything's getting taxed at a title company. That's how they make money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So they have these strict laws to abide by. That form that they give you from the underwriters is called the commitment for title insurance. They take the underwriter's stuff and put it into the title commitment. And this is the things that govern whether or not they're going to pursue issuing you title insurance. And so this is how title companies work. Now, title company in that document is separated in schedules. You get schedule A, B, C, and D, and E. Each
Right.
of these schedules are going to outline exactly what's needed for you to be able to close on this property and get title insurance. Now, guys, I want y'all to know this. You don't need a title company to buy a house, but it's imperative if you want to get a loan from it, if you want to resell it on the open market, a lot of things. You can go straight to the attorney's office and just have everybody deed over their interest to you. Now, if you do it that way, then you're buying a property without title insurance. It's called an abstract of title. So abstract of title is way different. Abstract of title, I know I might be talking hieroglyphics to you guys, I'm sorry. But abstract of title is when you buy a property and the abstract is the title issue. You may
Right.
never be able to resell that house again if you own it. And so what a lot of people do is they buy them this way, and then they do different types of legal strategies to get ownership. One of them is called adverse possession. Okay. And adverse possession, I've only ever done 2 of those. The first
Sometimes
one
you gotta wait 7 years for some of those.
I did. I bought it in 2017 and I got title for it in 2021. I bought this house for 30 grand from a lady. Her name was Cleora Kirby, Black woman, really sweet gal. She made the best soul food I've ever eaten in my life. I got invited to the barbecue too. So like, I know that's a big deal for me to say. Okay. But I'm telling you, it was insane. The whole neighborhood knew her, bro. She was what you call a triple OG.
Right.
You bought that house in the 50s, my guy. Did y'all know that it was illegal for a woman to buy a house in the 1950s, that
Oh
they
no, I
could
didn't know
not
that.
buy a property? Women's rights is less than 60, 70 years old. That's how crazy this is. And so, like, when we think about this, right, ladies, we've come a long way. Y'all have come a long way, not we, but that's the feminine me coming out. But y'all have come a long way, right? But when it comes to this, there was a time frame too where a woman couldn't even order a drink at a bar unless she was accompanied by a man. That's how crazy it was. And so the Vietnam War happened, right? Big draft, a bunch of guys that was coming straight out of school were promised all of these things. 17 years old, getting sent off as Marines to go and die in a country fighting a war that we didn't need to be a part of. When that had happened, you had all these men that were rushing. Banks were like, let's give them loans. They bought their first properties and got married within weeks of being sent out to go and die in Vietnam. So if you ever see somebody that have the Vietnam hat, know that you're talking to somebody who went through some stuff, because all that promises and benefits that they were supposed to get went straight out the door, on top of their medical benefits and mental health benefits, everything gone. So if you guys know of a Vietnam veteran who served this country, shake that person's hand, because they got the worst end of the stick in any of the wars that America's ever been a part of within the last, I'd say, 50 to 70 years. And so we think about these things, right? Women were inheriting property at this time. So if a woman was to own a house back in this time frame, she would have had to have the property inherited to her, meaning that she was widowed the house. And so you had all these women, which at the time, their roles and responsibilities was just the house, now having to step out of the house because their husbands died in war to take care of the homes. Thus, women were being introduced to the workforce at a massive scale, right? And so then we want to fight for our rights. We want to buy houses too. We want to be independent too. And so these are super crazy things that you guys should know about. My lady Cleora had dressed up like a man to buy the house that she was trying to sell to me. And she did it under the alias of Cletus Kirby, put on a mustache and everything. And somehow she got away with it. And so when I bought this house from her, she and the entire neighborhood owned that house together. She was a part of the coalition of liberation of, I forgot what it was called, but I know that it was like some type of group that was fighting for colored people's rights. Mexicans were a part of it too. San Antonio, in this specific side of town, the east side of town, was highly populated with Mexicans and Black people. And so these individuals all came together when Martin Luther King was assassinated and threw themselves on each other's houses and title to make it very hard for the government to take away the property. It's insane, right? And so she bought this house and then put everybody on title because she was the head of that coalition. And you know, when Martin Luther King got assassinated, let me tell you what, man, there was a lot of stuff that happened after that. I mean, it was huge, right? But he had a dream, and that dream came to fruition. We were now able to sit and use restrooms with non-colored people, aka white people, right? So when we think about this, right, and we think about all these things that have happened before us, they happened for us. And we are so privileged to be living in the economy that we have now, where we can just like, you know, be who we want to be without any simple thing happening to us. I know there's a lot of division because of politics. A lot of people here probably hate Trump. Some of you guys hate Kamala. I don't know. I don't abide to any of these things, bro. Jesus is my leader. Okay. It's the only person that I follow. And so for me, when I look at all these things that create separation, it just trips me out. Now, going back to the notion of what I'm talking about here, that property, Eli had over 89 dead people attached to it. I bought 189th ownership of this property and then filed for adverse possession.
Wow.
4 years, and I got title to this house. She was 92 years old. I'm pretty sure she's dead now, but she moved to California. I gave her 30 grand, and then I put the taxes on a payment, put a tenant inside of it, and I was renting it. I bought this property abstract of title. So when I purchased the house, I bought the house without a title company being involved. Would not recommend that any of you guys that are in this group to do such a strategy unless you are being mentored by me or somebody who knows what they're talking about. There's only like 2 or 3 people that I know of in the entire space of wholesaling that operate in title companies and curative title work the same way that I do. If you do not get the value from me, Logan Bentley Fulmer is the other guy that I would follow when it comes to removing judgments and buying properties that are extremely distressed. My whole business model is built around finding hard to close deals and then closing them because nobody else can. And so I don't get deals that everybody else gets. I get the ones that everybody else can't close. Those are the ones that I love. You know, I call this the cheat code. It's what I teach inside of my community. And this is something that I think that everybody here should be a part of, especially if you're trying to do this business, let alone do it right. Because too many people that I meet are teaching the same cookie cutter stuff that you guys get all of the time. Download a list, cold call the list, get a bunch of leads, make low ball offers, pray to God one of them sticks, make your 5 to 10 grand, and then you move on to the next one. That's not feasible because you know why? You're not gaining skill sets from that. So the title commitments are important to know. This stuff that I'm talking about with history and the title work, how title companies work, all of these things are imperative that you guys should know. If you don't know these things, that's the very thing that's holding you back from being successful in this business. How many guys know how to remove liens from judgments? How do you guys know how to negotiate tax lien foreclosures? How many guys know how to negotiate debt in behalf of mortgages that are completely outdated that should no longer be on houses? How do you guys get releases for mortgages? How do you release a judgment or a list pendant from a property that's considered a homestead? You see, if you don't know any of these things, that's why you're not closing a bunch of deals consecutively, which is what the cheat code's about. So guys, if that's just like sparking your brain on what this looks like, dude, I recommend that all of y'all get on the other side of what I'm doing inside of the platform because I teach this business right. I don't teach this business from theory. I'm not a numbers dude that's just going to come in here and motivate you to make a bunch of calls. No, man, we teach practicality here. We teach strategy. We teach actual real estate investing. Some of you guys have never even heard of a death two before. Everybody talks about sub two. What about a death two? What about a subtail? What about a wholetail subtail? What about a sub two wraparound mortgage? What about sub two lease option? There's so many different ways to take on a deal. What about buying a property subject to not a mortgage? What about liens, taxes, judgments, foreclosures? You see, when I bought Cleora's house, I didn't have clear title. I bought it subject to a title policy. You see, so many people are like plugging into what my friend Pace says, thinking that sub two just revolves around mortgages. Buying a property subject to means buying a property subject to anything, not just a mortgage, but anything. You guys know that if you wanted to, if you had a house that was $60,000 behind on taxes, and let's say you knew that that was the only thing that was affecting the sale, you did all the title work for it, that's the only thing that's affecting the sale, 60K actually kills the deal. Did y'all know you can still buy that house from that seller, give her what she wants to walk away from, have her give you the deed, buy it abstract judgment. So you're going to buy this property with the abstract that the taxes need to be paid off, right? And then you go down to the tax office and put the taxes on a payment plan. Rent the property, have your tenant pay those taxes down. Congratulations. In like 5 years, you have a free house, my dude. And somebody else paid that debt down for you. You see, this is what real estate investing is about, guys. It's not just about solving problems. It's also about strategy. How many of you have any idea on how to do any of these? Removing judgments, removing liens, negotiating mortgages, short sales, lease options, wraparounds, sub twos, creative finance. Guys, sub two is one strategy amongst a bunch, but knowing how to curate real estate, finding and solving level 10 problems that most of these other guys can't, let me tell you what, that's where you're failing in business. Once you get it and you understand it, let me tell you something. These 5K assignment fees turn into like $100,000, $150,000 assignment fees. You see this deal that I was talking to you guys about in Detroit, the one that I'm doing with his name's Mike Alonzo. I got it for 30 grand. It's so simple. It's not even funny. You know, so there's a judgment against the house on a lawsuit that was filed against the property for people that are stating that they were heirs. These were nephews, not even actual heirs to the estate that moved in. And they put a judgment against the property trying to sue for ownership. They're not even, it's a wrongful lien. I know that it's a wrongful lien, which is a federal crime. So I did a suit to quiet title to remove this judgment from this house. Okay. So we're in the process of doing that. I'll tell y'all what that is probably on another call, but what I'm meaning is I'm basically driving the hammer down their throat to remove the judgment and get them out of the damn house. Now, with that being said, the sellers, the actual sellers are 5 siblings, not nephews, 5 siblings. These 5 kids are inheriting this house. Grandma and grandpa owned it. They both died without wills. Grandma died first of cancer. Grandpa died shortly after. They had one son. One son had 5 kids. Grandma, grandpa, son, 5 kids. Grandma, grandpa, son, 5 kids. Very simple. The son died about 3 years ago. His grandparents died 15, 20 years ago. So grandma died, affidavit of heirship, transferring ownership from grandma to grandpa. Grandpa died second, affidavit of heirship, transferring ownership from grandpa to son. Son died, he's on title to the house, transferring ownership from son to 5 children. All 5 children want to split 30 grand. Title clear. Once I remove the judgment, do 3 different affidavits of heirship. I have 5 people that are going to sign off on this house. And guys, I have a free crib. 3 grand, 30 grand, free crib. I'm going to wholesale this thing to myself.
Who's these nephews? Are they actual nephews or just some squatters?
They are like squatter nephews. They're squatting in the house. I'm wholesaling it to myself too, Eli, because I want to make all the money up front and still have the money to flip it. Guys, did y'all know you can do that? Right? I don't know if I'm talking crazy here, but let me tell you what. I got 2 LLCs. I got one that I put the properties under, and I got one that I flip under. This one right here is pre-approved with over 10 hard money lenders. A hard money lender will lend me 75% of $380,000. Y'all want to do the math on that? Because that right there is about 270, 260 grand. I have the property under contract for 30 G's. I'm going to take this property and assign it to LLC2. LLC2 is going to purchase this property from LLC1. I own both companies. The hard money lenders might not even know this. Now, again, I have few lenders that are actually willing to do this. Some lenders might be skeptical about it. I'm wholesaling it to myself. My 30K is going to be assigned to this one for $200,000. I'm going to make 170 G's up front. I'm going to pop the hard money loan on the 75%. The 75% is going to cover the rehab to the property and the purchase of the property. I'm going to have the money that I made up front to pay for the rehab of the house, and I'll be in and out of there. When I sell it for 380 grand, I'll collect the 30% on top of it. I just turned what would be a 6-figure wholesale deal into a 200,000, basically sub wholesale actual flip property hybrid. That is next level real estate investing. That is how we do it. Now, I know this is a lot, and Eli just kind of like made my mind boggle because I feel like I didn't get a chance to touch any of the cheat code stuff in here. But this is what I teach, man. I call this stuff the real estate cheat codes, y'all. Guys, there's a link right here, and I'd love to have you on it. If I just sparked your engines, and this is something you're like, what? Oh my God. I do cheat code calls twice a week in the group. If you want to learn how to remove judgments, liens, go after bad title issues, find deals like that nobody else can find, scrape your county for all of your records, leads that no one else is getting. Because if you leave this call and you just do what everybody else is doing, you're gonna have what everybody else has. That's just the reality. I know that a lot of you are gonna leave this call and then you're just gonna go and freaking download a giant list and cold call it. Congratulations, you're competing with about 100,000 other people that are doing the exact same thing. I don't like doing that. This is how I was taught to do the business at the beginning, and it's coming back, and it's coming back hard. And we're still figuring out ways to automate it and make it better. But that's the group right there, man. If you guys decide to join, let me know. I'll give you all of my cold call scripts, all of my courses for free. Everything's in there. You get the game for free. We have a challenge starting on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you guys want to be a part of the 3-day challenge to help you get your first deal, that's my goal for you guys. And that's just part of the free game. If not, then y'all's trial ends in a week from now. You guys can decide if y'all want to stay or cancel after that. We got 5 calls coming up this week. I'd love to have you guys in all of them. Okay. Now, guys, I know I want to answer a lot more I want to answer more questions, but I have to get going. I got to drive to the other side of town to pick up my son because he's running a 5K today. So, guys, I hope y'all got value from today. I know we just switched from cold calling to crazy level 10 real estate game out of nowhere, but I've been doing this for a while, man. I'd love to have you guys on the other side. Thank y'all so much. If y'all have any questions, almost everybody here messaged me. Y'all can find me on Facebook and message me directly. Let me just drop my Facebook for you guys so that y'all have it, because some of y'all might find my backup account. This is my main account. And y'all can just message me if y'all want more info about the program, what it entails. If y'all want to know what you get out of it. This recording is going to be emailed to everybody that was here and put on my YouTube channel for all of you guys to be involved. Okay? I love y'all so much, man. God bless every single person that is here. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out, everybody.
Thanks, Q.